Hello and welcome to this impromptu live stream. Okay, it says Drama Friday. It's not Drama Friday, it's Drama Saturday. And one of the reasons I've gone live is because of this person who I spoke about the other day. I did a short video and guess what, guys? He's live. So he is apparently right. What we need to do is make this as big as we can so that we can see what all these silly little people have to say about me and how they've got no sense of humor, none whatsoever. And yeah, let's just see. It's so funny. Right, the reason I'm doing this is because dear Hannibal, dear jealous Hannibal, who started his stream with, well, entitled his stream Addressing Jealousy, then chillaxing. Well, we know how he chillaxes, don't we, guys? Guess who he reacts to? Low-hanging fruit. That's who he who he talks about. That's what his content's about. So I'm not going to leave it any longer. I want to get over here and see what this delightful green person has to say. So
and all kinds of other stuff in his
hopefully
chat.
you can hear
Now
this.
your mama's saying that I'm jealous. No, your mama, I'm the opposite of jealous of you, sir. I'm very proud of the community that I've built. I'm very proud of the people that show up to watch me. I'm very proud of myself for a channel that I've made from.
Okay, so he's very proud. He's very proud. He's very proud of the fact that he just reacts to the lowest form of amoeba. Yeah, I'm sure everybody who knows this man in the real world must say, oh my goodness, you're so good. You know, look at your channel. It's full of, you know, such talented skills. You've got such a talented skill set, Hannibal. Who is this fat bird in Canada? Who is this person? Yeah, so yeah, you keep being proud. You keep being proud. What I want to do is go back a bit over some of the things he said before I actually got the boot, guys. I actually got timed out again, and I thought, no, mate, you're not timing me out. You time me out, then I'll go live. And I'll say exactly what I want to say because I'm not really that interested in what all your people in your chat have got to say. You know, you don't know who you're talking to, man. Okay, you do not have a clue who you're talking to. So anyway, this guy has got the absolute arsehole with me because I dared do those shorts. If you're not sure, check out my shorts or the videos. I've forgotten if they're shorts or they're just videos. I've forgotten where I talk about the fact that I believe that he is jealous about Yo Mama. I still stand by that. 100%. And the way that he's reacting now really just proves it to me. 100%. Before actually, let's do something. Or shall we go live? Maybe we'll go. Yeah. Hi, Edna. Hi, my darling. How are you, sweetheart? Hope you're well. We're just sniping the Jolly Green Giant. I think that's what I'm going to call him. The Jolly Green Giant. Who's also a Hannibal. Hannibal Cannibal. Okay, so let's see what he had to say. All right, bear in mind, I've been, what's the word? Timed out. Yeah, his mods don't like me, guys. No idea why. Hi, Sasha. Hi, honey. Right, now you're in. Can you tell me if you can hear the video? Tell me yay or nay.
In my gaming community,
Can
as
you
I'm
hear
so
that?
known and well known for, made a name throughout myself, and everybody loves me throughout my community. You telling me that I've been on here for
Can you
like with
hear it? Can you
1K
please tell
subs
me, Sasha
until I
or
hit the girl world and start
Edna?
making fun of other creators and other
You
reactors?
can hear it.
Come on, Truth,
Good.
please.
Okay.
Come on.
Do you know what? I stand by everything I said about this man. What I said was that I've been sort of watching him and I've seen some of his reactions. And in my eyes, in my opinion, he's jealous. That's the only thing I can come up with. And I base that on the fact that he is very passively aggressive. And he tries to shield it with a laugh. That's what he does. So let's start at the beginning, because I don't want to be sort of watching when he starts talking about the blobbies. So let's go a bit further on and see what he had to say. Okay.
Communities. And I'm sure that community, when you came here, you had almost 8,000 subs. So the 100 or so subs that you gained from the girl world and the entertainment that you're possessing, that's great.
Okay, so here he's talking about Yo Mama coming to this platform with 7,000 subs already. He don't know what he's bloody talking about, and when we were in Yo Mama's stream the other night, he came in and he was stamping around in the chat room like a toddler. Like a toddler that's been told, no, you're not having another ice cream. You've eaten one, you're not having another one. He was stamping about, yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but no, but. And it was like, oh, for God's sake, man, just go away. You're just showing yourself up. For somebody that, as he says, is really proud of building up this channel. Yeah, all right. Let's see what he's proud of, shall we? Before we go on, let's just see why this man with 2,000 subs may be proud. Okay, let's see. So if we go into there, okay, let's see what his videos are. This is what makes him proud. Okay, so what's this? Games. How old is this man? Games. All right. What have we? Cyrax, Wolf. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is something. This is really something to be proud of. Good on you, man. Good on you. So proud. Yay. What a twonk. What an absolute twonk. He's proud of that. So let's see what his live streams are to be proud of. Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can see why he's so proud. Yeah. What's this one? Guess who's back? No idea. No idea. Oh, there's the Miss Blobby from over there. Oh, thank you, Sasha. Do you know what? And you know what makes me laugh, Sasha, is that people that know me know that I'm just going for a laugh. Do you know what I mean? I just laugh. Yeah, do you know, you're absolutely right. Oh, I've seen you around. You're a very charming individual, aren't you? Yes, I know. Under 10 views. Isn't that amazing? Especially when my highest video has got 15k views. How very strange. How did that happen? Do you know my greatest video? I was just wandering around a local Lidl's, and I've got 15k views on there. So yeah, do you know, I'm quite happy to have very few people come in my lives. We got to laugh, Sasha, haven't we? Jesus, people take themselves way too seriously. Way too seriously. You know, and what makes me think, it does make me think that maybe these people take themselves so seriously because this is their life. This YouTube thing is their life. And that actually is very sad to me. It is. When you sort of really look at it, how sad. And how sad that people will sort of come into your chat just to say, oh, you've only got 4 people in it. So, do you know what? I would rather have 4 people that get me, that laugh along with me, that understand me and my humour, than have a whole room of people, as Mr. the Jolly Green Giant has got, who the only reason he's got these numbers is because, let's take a guess. Let's take a guess why he would have all these people in his chat right now. I wonder who. What do you reckon? It's not a difficult one, guys. It's not difficult. There's a common denominator here. I wonder what it could be. I wonder why. He's got all these desirables in there. I wonder why. So tell me again, laugh at me again about how few people I have in my live stream. And laugh at me again about, nobody wants to speak to me. Nobody wants to, come into my live stream. I would rather, and this is me being so serious, I would rather have a page like mine, which is this. Okay, I would rather have a page like mine than have a page full of talking about the same person over and over and over again. Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to build a community that way because basically you're just building a community with people who hate on one person. I don't want that. I don't want a community of people that just hate on one person. I've done videos. This is actually, my little one has slipped into second place. My top video here is meeting Pilot Patrick. It's actually a family vlog. So if you want to see my family, go and have a look at it. It's got 15k viewers on it. So tell me again how sorrowful it is that nobody comes to my lives. And then we've got this one, which has got 13k. Little supermarket. See, I don't lie. I do not lie. And I don't care about numbers. I really don't, because they mean nothing. They really do. In this tiny bit of enjoyment that anyone may get
Ask these
out
questions,
of
and
the
when you ask
internet,
these questions, you're
numbers mean nothing. you know, but to somebody like the Jolly Green Giant here, they do mean something. Hi, Zooflu. How are you? I haven't seen you for ages. How are you? Yeah. So that's me explaining to these people that, you know, come in and laugh and say, oh, like, she's only got 2 people watching. Yeah, okay. I do nowadays. And I'll tell you the main reason why is because I don't talk about Girl World. No one's interested in what I do, and that suits me fine. I would rather have people that are interested in artwork or in interiors or in Canva, anything other than Girl World. So don't come over here with your sort of with your brain full of Girl World, trying to mock me because I don't do that on my channel. Who's the joker? I should raise the. Oh, do you know what, Sasha? I'm tempted. I'm very tempted about that, but I don't know much about it. I haven't seen it. I did have a look. I looked for the video, but I couldn't find it. Are you not a fan of Monty then? Are you not? You're coming in here causing trouble, Sasha. But I tell you what, I don't mind. I don't mind doing drama once a week. Okay, I will do it once a week. I will talk about anyone I want to talk about. I will say anything I want to say. And, you know, at the moment, the Jolly Green Giant over here with the mask on, is just he's just making it too easy for me. He blindly supports him. Who blindly supports him? What Monty does? Monty blindly supports Tragic. Oh dear. No, Sasha, as I was saying, darling, we can talk drama. I'm happy talking drama. As long as it's on this one, don't come in when I'm doing me blooming Canva live stream and try and talk drama. What about Honestly, Sasha, I'm here for the laugh, you know. I've done my serious sort of you know, I was attacked big time for coming for Peter Mon, and I lost a lot of followers because I refused to do any more drama. I won't do it. You know, I'll do it once a week on here. That's why it says Drama Friday, even though it's Saturday. Zoo Flute, what about covering DC's loss of integrity? That is a good one. I will. I can do that. I'm happy to do that. Absolutely. I'm not scared of anybody. I'm really not. I'm not mad at him. I just think it's gross. I agree. You know what the problem is, though, Sasha? These people, they hate being held accountable. And I know for a fact that Monty is quite good with the, what's the word, you know, striking channels. And I don't want to be stricken. I like the way my channel's going. I enjoy doing all the various things I do on it. You know, I love doing my artwork where I just switch on the camera and I just talk about my artwork. I love that. And I like, you know, doing and I do that on a live stream. My daughter says to me, Mum, I don't know how you can do it. How can you talk for 2 hours? I said, are you my daughter? You know I can talk for England. Do you know what I mean? But there is a part of me that quite often likes to look at the drama. So if I've got something to say about it, I'll say something about it. And that's what my Jan's chats are about. Now, the last one I did, let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can show you this actually. Let me just see if I can remove that. The last one I did, oh God, I've got so many different doobly whatsits. I don't know if it'll allow me to change my brand while we're doing it. Right, the last Jan's chats was, where is that? I don't know. I can't find it now. But, I do quite a lot behind the scenes. I've got various things that I do. I love doing. Obviously, no longer doing sweet talk, which is a shame. I am considering bringing it back in a different way. But to be honest, it's just finding the time. Rockin' Elders, that sort of took a dive for obvious reasons. But I can still do it, behind all of these things, it was me. Okay, so I can bring them back. And of course, there's my Canva live stream. So yeah, so when you've got somebody like, oh, where are we? We're not on Jan's chats, are we? What are we on? We on Jan's views? Yeah. So, are we? Yeah. So yeah. So when I look at somebody like this guy here, hang on, let's bring him back on. When I look at this guy who I've just shown you what he talks about, um, you'll understand why I don't take anything that he says seriously. And also, I mean, he did he did sort of make a point about people look for different ways to be entertained. Yeah, we do. you know I've been so mega busy lately, and I'm always trying to put out content all the time, and not only on this platform but across all platforms. I'm a busy girl, trust me. So in the evenings, sometimes, like tonight, I'll think, "Oh, okay, I'll see. I'll see what's going on YouTube." And but that doesn't mean that's the whole of my person. You know, I've got like so many things that I'm interested in. Anyway, let's get back onto this and let's just see what else this guy is saying. I've gone back. Right. What I want you to do is to notice the um what's it called? The aggression. What's it called? Something aggression. Um that he tries to cover up, the aggressiveness that he tries to cover up with a laugh. Okay, I want you to listen to that. Okay, let's go.
Because everybody has an opinion about everybody. Everybody has an opinion about everybody. And I have no problem with those that have a negative opinion about me.
But you do. That's the problem. You see, he says that, but in reality, he does have a real issue with it. And that's why, I mean, I don't know if he's still talking about it now. I've stopped because I'm not going to play tit for tat with this idiot. I've got better things to do with my time, things that, creative things I could be doing. But I do like to poke the bear sometimes. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Um, so let's just hear what else he's got to say.
Oh, Truth Police says no, he actually came over with 1K something subs. You telling me Truth Police is saying that your mama came over here with 1K subs and now is at 7,000, 8,000 subs from Girl World, right? Okay. Okay, so he's been on YouTube in the Madden world.
So, what does this have to do with anything? Really? What does it have to do with anything? I tell you, not only is he a jolly green giant, but he's also so petty. I guess that's why all his content is about Girl World. How sad is that? All about Girl World. He had 7K subs for a while. Listen, Sasha, I can fully understand why people don't like Yo Mama. I can understand that. He's very loud, he's very raucous, he's I've had to turn it down. When he first came, um and I used to play his videos, I had to turn the sound down. It was so loud and ear piercing, but he listened to what people said and now he turns the volume down. So, yeah, get over it. Get over it. You jolly green giant. Anyway, let's move on.
For 10 plus years.
All right, he's going on and on. All right. Oh, so right now we've got a picture of him on there. I wanted to see the bit where I got timed out. I actually put it on Twitter because I couldn't believe. Oh dear, are you coming up, Missy? You coming up to join me? You coming up to join me? Or are you still not on thingy bob? Don't drink milk from China, dear. What? Who drinks milk from China? Edna? My mum would say, and what about the price of milk in China? What's that got to do with anything? Do you know what? The best cup of tea is out of China. So if anyone wants to come up with me, who wants to come up with me? Oh my God. Doobie doobie doo. The jolly green giant. Right, hang on. I'm copying it and I'm going to send it. You can come up, right? If you want to. Royal Dalton, yes. That's very nice. How do you know of Royal Dalton, Sasha? How do you know? Right, while I'm waiting for Etna, let's go on, see what he's going on about now.
With no subs.
Right, let's see.
Truth Police. I'm just gonna have to ask you to so what? Yeah.
So they're trying to
So he was
get
on
cold.
YouTube for over 10 plus years with 1K something until Girl World.
Oh yeah, let's laugh at him. Oh, he's still more entertaining than you. Bloody loser. Right. Oh, nice. Nice, Sasha. You can't beat, honestly, you can't beat tea in a cup of tea. I mean, tea in China. Where are you, Edna? I can't see you. Oh, you're hiding. You're hiding over there, girlie.
Am I hiding? Oh, I am hiding. There I am.
Sorry, babes. Do you mind?
No, no, I don't mind at all. That's perfect.
Right,
It's so
okay.
funny.
Why are you not dressed? How are you? We haven't spoken for ages, girlie.
I know, it feels like forever. I haven't had internet, and then I didn't have data for my phone. But good news is I have new phone service and the internet's back online, so we're good to go.
Good, good.
How have
Well,
you been, Jen?
how have I been? Oh, you know me.
Yeah.
I flit here, I flit there, flit everywhere. I've been in the garden all day. Um,
Nice. Oh, I saw your
what-
beautiful roses.
oh, aren't they beautiful? They're the best ones. I mean, that
Yes,
bush
I
is
love flowers.
very spindly,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't had that many roses on it before. I have had hundreds of them this year, and I'm so happy.
Nice.
Sasha,
That's wonderful.
you
Oh,
coming for Edna?
I might be high off of something, but we can call it fractions.
Oh dear. My God, I can't believe I thought you were the sensible one. And every time I speak to you, it's like, oh, I'm really relaxed. I'm really
I
relaxed.
am. I like to be I've been focused on my health this year,
Yeah.
and I can report that I come from being super morbidly obese. So I'm down to just like regular obese, right? And
Okay.
I have like I'm not diabetic, I'm not pre-diabetic, so that's good.
Mhm.
My blood pressure is just a little bit elevated. My cholesterol is just a little bit elevated. So I'm outside of those danger zones. So I'm allowing
Good.
myself to relax. Yeah, I had a salad, so I'm
Mm.
finishing up with apple pie. It's balanced.
So you're just spending your days you're just spending your days in a haze, are you?
Not always. So you're getting the punch of the haze. It comes in strong
Yeah.
and then it mellows out a little bit. So, and then also like I work during the tax season. So
I know,
during
honey.
this yes,
You've told me so many times, darling. So many
what I
times.
mean, what I mean is this is my off season. Or so this is my
Mm.
time where I can be pretty hazy
Yeah.
versus, yeah. So
Yeah, but for 9 months.
do you know
For
that I like
9
taco? No.
months.
No, not 9 months. I'm actually gonna go back in August, I think. Maybe July
Oh,
or August
okay.
this
Thank
year.
God for that. I was beginning
Yeah.
to get worried. I was like, "Oh my God, gonna
No,
change that
'cause
colour."
it'll
Go on.
be about a month in December, maybe. It depends.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sasha said Edna needs to chill for Girl World. She appears when she needs to. Yeah.
Do you know
Oh,
what?
Edna's too chill.
Yeah, do you know what though? That's very similar to me, and
Hmm.
it always makes me laugh. I mean, I've been speaking up about. Did you see the videos I did about the Jolly Green Giant here?
Of course I did, and I
Right.
enjoyed them.
Okay. I don't think I was out of order in anything I said there.
Hmm.
I don't just throw, curse words at people for no reason. I think I made valid points. And I think what's really upset him is that is that I must stop laughing, is that Yo Mama agreed with me and made very strong points to prove that it's nothing more than jealousy. I've got to turn this off now. Oh my God, the
Well,
fam are trying to get in touch. Right, there we go.
oh,
Oh,
no worries. She's all liars. Stop. No.
yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'm on live. I haven't been on live for ages. Well, I just sit and chat. Goodness
I
sake.
think that when it comes to your mama, I think that Hannibal didn't expect him to be as fair as he was towards you. But the thing
Yes,
is, we have a saying here in the States, you call a spade a spade.
exactly.
And you didn't say anything out of line. So what could your mama say even if you wanted to?
Yeah. And
Not
also, what
much.
Fails to realise, and I think, he's probably incapable of realising for whatever reason, is that some people get me, other people don't. Now, I'm a bit like Marmite. Either you like me or you don't. That's been like that throughout my whole life. I don't have a problem
Right.
with that. Okay. I'm very cut through. I'm very blunt, but I try not to just insult somebody for the sake of insulting them. If I
Right.
if I come up with a reason, or if I come up with a solution, I try and break down the pointers that have pointed me in that direction. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Which
That makes sense.
Yeah. So whilst I'm sort of driving around, and I'm not driving too fast, no matter what your mama says.
Yeah, that You know what, Jan? The part that really cracked me up is when you was smoking and the smoke got you and you started coughing. You said, "That'll teach me." Oh my God. I was laughing so hard.
But I
That's
think
exactly how I feel.
Yeah, I know, and I can't believe he played that bit. But it's like what I said in the first video I ever did, where I spoke on this this situation between these two. Um, oh, I've forgotten what I was going to say. It's gone completely out of my head. Good Lord. Um,
Well, keep talking, it'll come back to you.
yeah, it'll come back to me. But when I first did the talk on it, oh, that's it. I remember saying some people get me, and I think Yo Mama gets me. And
Yeah, I
and I
think
did
so.
say that. I said, "Yo mama gets me, and so does Bridget." Now, Bridget and I could be enemies because we were definitely on two different sides of the fence a few months
Oh,
ago,
okay.
and I don't know if I've said anything horrible about her. I don't think I have. And she did say actually in Yo Mama's chats the other day, "Oh, well, you did say something about me." And I said, "Bridge, I don't remember ever saying that." And she said, "Oh, yeah, but you were sort of back in DC at the time." And I said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna apologize for what I said if it's not true." You know, I'm very
Right.
straight and down the line. I don't go out of my way just to insult people for the sake of insulting them. You know, I'm not a hateful person, but I will call a spade a spade. And, you know, I'd watched this Jolly Green Giant for a while, and just the way he reacts to people talking about him, it's like, "How dare you? And I'm gonna prove to you, I've only been on here for a few weeks or whatever, few months, and I've got 2,000." It's like, "Oh, for goodness sake, chill, man." That's what I wanna say. Just chill. It's not that important.
Well, I knew that he took this very seriously when Salah came on the scene, and he has his gaming channel, right? And he refused to acknowledge Salah as a gamer. And I'm like, dude, all you have to do is buy a gaming system, buy a game and play, then you a gamer. But he was like, "You are not a real gamer," and I was like, "Okay, he is serious about this." Gotcha.
Mm. But one thing he has to realise is I pay for my stream yards. So if he's going to be talking shite about me on a live stream and all his little minions in the chat who only like him because he slags off the jolly, well, I was going to say the jolly green giant, but it's not. He's the jolly green giant. Um, they all just hate watch. I don't want people like that on my channel. What's so hard to understand?
I agree. The one that really gets me is Shanae. Now, say what you will, but as a black woman, I couldn't watch someone talk about a black woman like that. And it was a bit painful, to be honest, especially with her being pregnant. And it felt like at one point it was like they were almost wishing for the baby not to make it.
Oh
That
my
was a lot.
god, really? I don't know who you're talking about. Is that
Uh, the the name of the cow, quote unquote, is Shanae. I don't.
okay?
I think Shanae Murray. I believe she was on 600 Pound Life. Yeah,
Okay,
600 Pound Life, and that's how she's become known. And I think she's not on YouTube. I want to say she's on Facebook Live. Like
okay.
her stuff is posted to Facebook. But either way, she's someone who puts their life on the internet,
Yeah,
and Hannibal's giving his 2 cents on it. But it's just the way that he goes about it. For me, my taste and my life, my experience, I didn't like it. It was just
yeah,
I don't know. And maybe that's just me being biased, being hypocritical as a black person because I can watch Foodie. Foodie has a lot of privilege. We sit here and we can count the ways that anybody else would have been up a creek without a paddle, and whatever you want to say would have been out of luck had they done the things that she did
yeah,
or is doing. And yet she's living her best life.
yeah,
And somebody like Shanae, we know does not get those same kind of opportunities. So to use her as content, I just kind of I personally didn't want to watch it. So,
I don't know if you were in here when I went over his material, his
mhm.
content, and it's predominantly foodie beauty. And I'm like, why though? Why? Unless the only reason I can give for somebody doing that is because they want to build a big platform very quickly. Now, if I really wanted to rebuild my platform, I could go on and I could come for, say, FFG, or I could come for Yabba, or, I could come hard for people. I am capable of doing that.
Right. You could
I
take the
don't,
your mama approach.
yeah, but I don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to do it. It's boring. And Monty going
Just
over and over and over the same person who just sits in this box in the sky in Kuwait eating.
oh,
How
you
can
know
you
what,
keep
Jan?
talking about the
I
same
disagree.
person?
Wait, Jan, I disagree. I disagree. You know I do, right?
Okay.
It's not absolutely the same because time has passed, right? And I have a theory on time that time has changed, period. So people always oh my goodness, it annoys me. Like one thing clients say when I'm doing taxes is they're like, "Oh, everything was the same as last year." It's been an
Okay.
entire year. There's no way everything's exactly the same. Even if you have the same job and the same rate, you probably worked more hours, or maybe one year was a leap year, or so. There's changes. Anyway, I'm getting off track. But to go back to what I was trying to say is because of the time, even though it seems like it's the same thing over and over, things are happening. Like we're getting closer and closer to Natter's court date, right? So that's in the back of Foodie's mind. So when she's saying something or something's happening and we're wondering what in the world is she talking about? Like we can't keep track of everything that's going around in her mind. But it's there brewing and it's gonna unfold itself at some point. And it seems random to us, but it's just been sitting there.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
don't know yet.
I can't argue with you on that one. Um,
Thank you.
but it's just not my cup of tea, darling. It's just not. I
No, I
mean,
understand. That's fair enough.
you see what I'm about, really. And this is my sort of entertainment. This is me going to, a local fun fair and going into, the house of Hannibal to have a laugh. That's what this is,
Hmm.
you know?
I can see that.
And
You're right.
what makes it even funnier is that he takes it so silly. He takes it so seriously. How
Yes, I
old
was
is this
silly how serious
man?
he is.
Yeah, how old is he? Chill, man, chill. And then
I don't really think it has anything to do with age though, because I've seen like one of my
so
little cousins is such a serious little kid. I worry about him sometimes because I'm like, he seems like such a stickler. Like we were walking past an advertisement, and my cousin was like, he's gonna say something because I know he doesn't like it, and
yeah.
kind of one of those things, right? And I was kind of like that a little bit as a child too, where like I was more serious than I am now, believe it or not. And maybe that's just kind of how he is, where
I think you were
even
really cute as a kid. I bet you drove your mother mad with all your
oh, I
questions and
did.
everything.
I
I'm
oh
sure you
they
did.
Jan, I was gifted a thesaurus and a dictionary. They were like, listen, you want to ask about every single word and what it means, go look it up. We had a
Oh
set of
my God.
encyclopedia.
I
You do
can
not know
believe
how
that.
happy they were when Google came out, or at the time it was like Ask Jeeves. They were like, go. You know how usually you want to monitor your kids and make sure they're not getting asking too many questions and find. They were like, no, go ask as many questions as you want. Go learn.
One of my sons was like that actually, and it means that you're intelligent. Does mean you're
Well, thank
intelligent if you
you.
start asking. Um, yeah, I'm just looking to see who he's got in there. I wanted to show you. Actually, I'll probably put it in the thumbnail where I was timed out.
Oh, okay, right. You know what? Because I don't think mods can ban you, but I know
They time you
because
out,
yeah,
and
but
I
they
think
can't time you out.
yeah, they time me out. I've taken a
Hmm.
screenshot of it, so I'm going to use
Yeah,
it as
well, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it happens on accident. I will say
oh,
it's funny.
stop it. Right,
No,
let's get back. Let's
Jen,
get back.
I'm
Now you're
no,
talking
honestly.
nonsense, Edna. Honestly,
Okay, okay.
they that no, stop it. And also I started being silly in there, and I can't remember what it was I said now because I've gone. It's everything I put has gone. So he's got an awful lot of heart because everybody loves him so well. They all love him. Stupid.
He definitely has a hug box, that's for sure. And
Oh
p-
my
and I
god.
I I
Doesn't
know that's not up for
he?
question.
100%. I don't need a hug box. I'm quite oh yeah, mods can hide, yeah. I think they hide me as well. Listen, nobody puts Jan in the corner. Let me tell you that. Jan's sickened by the mass amount of hearts.
That's why Jen can only take so much of me because I love all the hearts.
Oh my god. Do you
I don't
know?
mind a hug box.
I don't mind a hug box sometimes. Like if we're in Timbers, I'm quite happy with that, and I'll go along with
Yeah,
it and enjoy it and everything. But you know, n- I realise not everybody's going to agree with me, and not everyone's going to get me. Do you know what I mean?
right.
And
Absolutely.
also people believe the rot that's sort of circulated around, Twitter and
That's what's
YouTube.
dangerous about it. People start to believe their own hype. And it's like, oh, it's like, yes, you are all of that, but only in the context of your hug box. In the
Yes.
real world, that's not the
Somebody
case.
said
And people forget that part.
somebody said to me the other day, they sort of went on the attack. I can't remember. It's probably in this guy's chat. Said something like, "Oh, Jan's trying to get famous."
But talking about who? Your
Jan's
mama
trying to
or
get
Hannibal?
famous off of Hannibal, and I said, "Do you know what? I don't need to get famous off of bloody Hannibal.
Oh
You have
my
no
goodness.
idea what I have done with my life. No idea.
Timbers
Timber
Bar and
Bar
Grill.
Grill is a yes, exactly, and I love that, Sasha. I love that I can
I
go in there.
know.
I know sometimes, Timber probably gives me the side eye because I can come out with things, and also I'm always very honest. I'm not a liar. That's
Mhm.
one thing I am not a liar. Never have been, never will be. So if I see something, I'll say it. And if someone says, no, that's not right, I'll say, well, I'm sorry, but I saw it, you know?
Yeah.
And some people don't like
But you
it.
know what? The thing is, sometimes we can be mistaken. But in our own truth telling, we might forget that we're human too. Because I know I've done that where I think, oh, I know for sure X, Y, and Z. And then I look back and I was like, oh, what do you believe? Guess
Yeah,
I
but
was
then
wrong about that one.
are you big enough to apologize?
Of course. I
Yes,
remember one time at
exactly.
work, I was talking to a colleague, and it's my job to review.
You
And
say
I
anything about
reviewed too
money
much.
and you're getting the
I'm,
boot,
I'm okay,
okay?
I'm sorry.
Right.
Anyway, I made a mistake and I apologize. No problem.
Oh my god. But yeah, so this person in the chat said, "Oh, she just wants to get famous." I thought, "Do you know what? You haven't got a bloody clue. You have not got a clue what I've
Hmm.
done,
Well, you know what? I hope
who
they're
I've rubbed
right.
shoulders with, who I've
Jen, you can
performed,
be just as famous as you want off of Girl World. Now go ahead. I'm listening to
who
you.
I
You rub shoulders
do you
with.
know what? I couldn't give a toss about getting famous on bloody YouTube. I've done my bit in the real world, you
Right.
know? I've been on
And
TV.
also, there's a lot that goes along with that. It's not
I've
like
been
you're
on the
famous for
radio. You
people
just
think
keep
that they're
talking.
entitled to a lot. Yeah.
You just keep talking, Edna. Oh God, how did I find you? You're so different to me. It's mad. All right, hang on. Indiana media girl. Yeah. This woman upsets it. Yeah, I do. Who, me? You
That is
mean,
so
Sandra?
funny.
You know why? Because people don't like the truth. I tell you, these people, this man with the mask here, right?
Mm,
He would
mhm.
never go on panel with me. And you know why? Because I would tell him straight, okay?
Listen, are you
Because
asking Hannibal to come on your show on the next Friday, Jan's Friday drama? Is that what I'm hearing? Am I hearing the invite to House of Hannibal to
let
come
me
on
tell
to
you,
Drama Friday?
let me tell oh, you're such a stirrer. Goodness sake, Edna. But yeah, I don't mind if he wants to come up here. I've already said to him actually in one of the long posts I wrote on one of the long comments I put in his comment section. I said, if you want to discuss things, I'm perfectly willing to talk to you about them. But he
I think
won't.
you two would be perfect to talk to each other because you both have a love of mental health, a background in mental health
Hmm.
and with Girl World, that's an important base to have. So
Hmm.
with you two with having that shared background, I think that would be a beautiful conversation. I'll be happy to
Edna,
facilitate if I can.
Edna, every time we speak, I always
I'm
say
just
to you, I want to live in your world. Listen,
dear, you
if
know
he
me.
came
My
up
world
on
is getting
there,
better and better every day. What can I say? I that's what
listen,
I strive for.
he wouldn't have the guts because I call a spade, and I would say, "What is wrong
Yeah.
with you?" I'd say,
Well, I don't
"Why
know.
are
I
you
say let
green?"
Hannibal answer.
I'd say,
We know that they're
"Why?
watching. John Gate was in here, and so
Why?"
I'm sure John Gate went to let Hannibal know.
Well, he disappeared. He disappeared.
Yeah.
People
Well,
don't
hopefully
like.
they hear this part too.
People don't like the truth. I got a lot of stick because I spoke to Vicky Vibes when she was walking by Hussey's side while he was doing all the blackface. And I had
Mhm.
this conversation with her. Yeah, it was on her channel. Did I respect that? No, not really. I didn't think she deserved any respect because I thought she was a POS and I
Mhm.
told her that. So she sat there and I said, well, listen, I just want to, clarify a few things. How can you not see that he's doing blackface? Oh, well, I
Right.
really noticed that he's done it. I said, oh, come
Because
off
she's
it.
not black. Is Vicky
Yeah.
black?
No, well, she's mixed. Oh, and then I made the mistake of asking her what she was mixed with, right? Because I was interested, because that's what
Mhm.
we do. I mean, I don't know if they do it in America, but they do that over here.
Well,
And
you don't
because,
want to assume.
yeah. So I said to her, I'm absolutely astonished that you would not see it as a mixed race person. And she was like, oh, that's. I went, well, what are you mixed with? Can I ask you what you're mixed with? Oh my God, she's race baiting me. And I thought, oh, for God's sake, how can you have a conversation with
Okay.
somebody like that? It was ridiculous. Absolutely
Gotcha.
ridiculous. And that's why I will never speak to her again because not only did she act really badly when I was trying to
Mm.
try and get some information out of her, try and
Mhm.
understand how a girl that does appear to me to be mixed race, how she cannot see that her BFF, as he was at the time, was doing blackface. I was astonished. I couldn't
I'm
believe it,
thinking
Edna.
either she's not mixed race or she's mixed race and she doesn't know her history.
Well, somebody asked her afterwards, and she quite openly told them that she's Puerto Rican or something. Now,
Yeah, so she's not black. Yeah, so she doesn't care.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, I always seem to talk about that, which I don't really want to go over again because it's just so boring. And
I'm zipping my
it
lip.
gets me sort of hyped up because it's something that I'm really passionate about.
Of
And
course.
anyway, so after that, I was attacked verbally for bullying her. Oh, how dare I speak like that? How dare I
Mm,
ask her this? And I thought, you know what? This is it's just pathetic, you know? And then, of course, now
right.
over time, she's fallen out with him. Will she ever admit what her true feelings were? Probably not, because she enjoyed playing the victim too much. Now, people
Hmm.
like that, I'll have nothing to do with them. I'm very black and white with some people. And she crossed over so many lines, not only in the way she conducted herself whilst we were talking, but afterwards, and getting all these people coming after me because I dare call her out on something that I observed. I observed it myself, and I felt as a black woman that I deserved or had the right to ask her those questions.
Mhm.
Because and then the best thing was, right, my eldest daughter, right, is blonde, blue-eyed, right? They make fun of that now because I did say it. But the point I was trying to make was my blonde, blue-eyed daughter will be in the front row of the bloody Black Lives Matter parade or whatever they call it, march, because
Protest.
she
Yeah.
feels so strongly about her heritage. That's what I was trying
Mhm.
to say. But they managed to twist it around and say, "Oh, she's bragging that her daughter has got blonde hair and blue eyes." I thought, "Do you know, you can't argue with people like that. There's just no point."
And you know what? To a certain extent, it's like I have to, what's the word? Like be grateful for people like your daughter that are out there on the front lines that are willing to, to really be seen like that. Because I couldn't, because me, I'm unambiguously black woman. I don't get the same privilege, or I don't have the same privilege as blonde hair and blue eyes. It is what it is. So if I go out there, it's going to negatively affect me and my life in a way that it won't affect your daughter. And those are the conversations that people don't want to have. And that goes to the point too, I believe. But they just want to make fun, and it's like that does no good to anybody.
That's right. They just picked on the fact. And also, I said, I know, yo, mama.
Yo,
I
mama,
know.
what up?
Uh, d- Listen, man, I got bloody booted again. They kicked me out. Do you want to
Yo,
come
mama,
up? Come up and
are
have
you
your,
sure you want to
your.
be here? There's only 10 of us, right?
Yeah, there's only a few of us here. That's because I
Aren't
blocked all
you a
my
cloud
haters.
chaser?
I blocked all my haters, yo, mum. I won't have it. I'm like, yeah, just shut your face, all right? I blocked them all. Anyway, so getting back to that bit with the blue eyes thing, the bit
Mm-hmm.
I do get passionate when I talk about it. And they were sort of trying to goad me and everything, and I just like was ignoring it. And then I said, I tell you what, I said, my daughter would wipe the floor with you. Well, I was then accused of threatening to get to get
Well,
her
excuse
beaten
me,
up.
Jen. Those are fighting words. Those are literally fighting words, ma'am.
No, they're not. Not over here. They're not. What
Oh,
I
over
meant
here,
was
those are fighting
verbally.
words.
What I meant was verbally. Oh, you at the beach? Oh, Oh, stop bragging. I wish I was at the beach.
Oh, are you taking a vlog? I said
Oh
it's
yeah,
so
you
slow. Yo,
vlogging.
mama, I'm relaxed. But if you're vlogging at the beach, that sounds beautiful. I can't wait to see how it looks.
Yeah, yo, mama, keep the camera a bit further away from your face, love. Last time I counted every pore on your face, on your lovely, cute face. Do you know what? You remind me of my son. Don't tell anyone, but between you and me, right? You're
Mhm.
40, yeah? My son is 38, I think now. You just remind
Okay.
me of him. Next time you come up, man, yes, you come up. That'd be
How old
nice.
are you, your mama?
He's nearly 40, I think. He's all growed up. Anyway,
Yeah.
your mama, have you heard what the Jolly Green Giant has been saying? I was allowed in there for about 10 minutes. I was the only one in there that was saying like, oh, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was trying to be friendly. Do you know what I mean? Have a laugh because
Whatever it wasn't worth being timed out.
yeah, and then there I was timed out again. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use the screenshot of me being timed out as a thumbnail. Let him argue about that.
Yeah. And
Let
highlight it. That's gonna be beautiful.
Let's see if anyone has said anything in his chat about you coming in. I think they've moved over. I think they've moved over to what's his face? What's her face? The fat one in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
Foodie Beauty, Chantal.
Yeah. Yeah, they've moved over to Foodie. Yeah. I tell you what, yeah,
Foodie
mama.
Beauty.
I tell you what, yeah, mama. I just like having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And what am
Yeah.
I doing there? I just like having a laugh, and it makes me laugh that this guy is so serious. So put in your earphones while you're on the beach building sandcastles. Are you with that beautiful little girl of yours? Have you seen Yo Mama's little girl?
No, I
Edna.
haven't seen his family or
Oh
anything.
yeah, he put a picture up on his charity page.
What's
So
his
many
shady
people.
face?
I'm joking. So many people have these
Oh.
bloody charities going on. It's a joke. Oh, Yo Mama, I got
Oh,
family in
so funny.
California. I've got family. Is Palm Springs in California? I think it is, isn't it? LA? Palm
Well,
Springs?
LA, Los Angeles, I'm not sure.
Is
Yo,
how
mama,
can
does
you
that
not
familiar? Palm Springs?
how
I
can
was in
you not
LA
know?
County, but it's humongous. I was in Long Beach when I was in California.
Okay, I've got a half sister who lives in Palm Beach Desert or something. Palm Beach Desert?
Okay.
She actually lives in the desert. I said, "What you bloody doing there?" She said, "Oh, do you fancy coming over for Christmas?" I went, "No, not really. I don't want to be in the middle of a desert. What am I going to do in a
Well, at
desert?"
Christmas time would be nice. It wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, no. But she's shown me pictures of it, and
How did
it's
you like the
really
pictures?
nice. Really
Nice.
nice there. But
Is
it's
it like desert scaped where it's sand or how does she have
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's desert scaped. And what it is,
Okay.
she lives in what like a complex where it's sort of it's gated. It's a gated community. So all these houses
Okay.
inside are really nice, but outside
Nice.
is is the desert. So yeah, but she lives there, but she's what is she? Oh, she's a psychologist. Oh,
Oh,
you're in
your
Long
mom,
Beach.
you're 5 minutes from Long Beach. It was a beautiful area. Like Bay Shore was wonderful. And
Yeah,
let's see, Lakewood was nice, Bellflower.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a bit of family over there. I've got a, cousin in New York that keeps telling me to go over, but I'm worried I'm gonna bump into Hussy and have to, like, smash his
No.
face in.
How amazing would that be if you just randomly found him? That would be
Do
so
you
funny.
know, I tell you, honestly, he would run. He would run from me. I'd say, "What the hell are you doing, man?"
How
She
tall
lives
are you, man? Are you that intimidating walking down the street?
I can be. I can.
Wow.
No, not really.
Mm-mm.
But I'm very forthright, you know.
Yeah.
I think Yo Mama's like that as well. I bet nobody messes with Yo Mama. Well, nobody messes with me either. And
Mm.
but anyway, she lives in Oh, I've got a cousin that lives in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Nice job there. Do you know what? My family are all quite sort of, in America, they've done really well for themselves. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they have.
Mhm.
So,
Well, I'm
and
sure they would have to. It's expensive to live in San Francisco.
is it? I don't know.
I'm
Well,
I think so, yeah.
he does a lot of work with the homeless and
Okay.
very into, helping the black youths in certain areas, which I think
That's
is like
nice.
really great.
Mhm.
We need all the help we can give and get. Anyway,
Absolutely.
let's get back to Mr. Happy. Okay. Happy
Okay.
Hannibal! Right, go. Oh god. That's not even a proper
uh,
laugh.
okay. All right. Let's say that that's fact.
Don't you think don't you think that sounds a bit sort of maniacal, that
I
laugh?
think that's part of his, uh, like him, what is the word I'm trying to think of, his role or his performance? I think that's part of it.
Ah,
The laugh,
listen,
yeah. Like, it's
can
part
you
of his voice and stuff.
can you tell me who this is? Who is this person, this face, this mask? Is it a famous
I thought
face?
it was the Joker, but I don't really know DC Comics.
You don't oh, no, see, I'm not
Yo,
into
mama, do
comics
you know?
like that. Oh,
Do you
leave
know
Joe
who his
Mama,
avatar is?
he's building castles on the
Oh,
beds
that's
with his
right.
mum. Leave
Sasha,
him
do you know?
alone.
Sorry, Sasha. I know, I'm sorry. I forgot it's just the two of us. I had to Google it myself. Where's Monty when you need him?
Oh my god. Monty, I tell you something else as well. Monty won't talk to me either. And you know why? Because I'll ask him too
Why?
many tricky questions. I'll ask him
Well,
too many tricky
listen, I asked him some
questions.
questions too. What can you say?
Did you get any answers?
Nope.
Course you didn't. Course you
But you gotta
didn't.
ask, right? So that's the
Oh,
fun of it. It's like it doesn't really matter what the answer is. You're just having fun.
oh God.
No, Jen wants to answer.
Yeah, I'd be like, what you saying? What you saying? Stop messing about.
Okay,
Anyway.
go ahead.
All right, hang on.
let's let's say that that's fact.
Oh, I can't. I just can't with that laugh. Hang on. So he's going to move on to Yo Mama. Okay. Listen
I'm
up,
not
Yo Mama.
upset about anybody getting a hustle on, making their money. I understand your mama has Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. He's got all those good social media platforms.
Well, haven't we all? Haven't we all? What's wrong with that?
Exactly. Although
I've
I
got all
really
of
only
them.
have my Instagram because Twitter is dangerous. It's too much for me.
It depends who you follow, darling.
That's
See,
true.
I've got a few accounts on there. One of them, I get no crap on there whatsoever. It's all the arts, music, famous people, TV. Do you know what I mean? That's that side of
Mhm.
me. See, anyway, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna talk about that. But yeah, but I've got another one, my Jan's Views one, and oh my god, all the crap goes off on there, and I think, well, thank God this isn't the only one I've got.
Right.
So you need to open up another one and
Just
just
try again.
yeah, and just don't bother about all the nastiness that goes on in there. Anyway, let's hear.
Out there going for himself.
Oh, that's it. They call me Yo Mama's mama. I think that's meant to be an insult.
Oh.
But do you know what? It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I'm old enough. I'm old enough to be his mother. So,
Mhm. It's not, I mean, yeah, I
next,
guess it's kind of funny, but it's not really. It's like, okay.
next. I mean, yeah, he does remind me of my boy. And, I'm really lucky. I've got very good relationships with all of my children, and they
Nice.
joke and we laugh a lot. In my family, we laugh a lot. We love a lot. that is my family, and I'm not ashamed to
Mhm.
say it, and I feel that I'm blessed because of it. And my son, the one that Yo Mama reminds me of, has me in stitches. I tell you, I went to
Nice.
Berlin with him, and it's just little things he does that makes me cry laughing. We were in Berlin, and I laughed for the whole week we were there
Mhm.
because he was just so silly, and he knows what gets me really laughing.
Mhm.
Um,
That's really
and I mean,
sweet.
he'd be like, I mean, it probably won't sound very funny if I say it, but it's like we'd be sort of walking along, and there'd be like a whole load of, or there'd be a group of, old people with their walking sticks, and he'd say, "Oh, go on, mum, go and introduce yourself."
Go make a friend.
Yeah, that's what he'd say, and every time it would make me laugh. It would
Mhm.
make me laugh. "Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, thank
Hi,
you.
fish.
Lovely to see you. It's all right. You won't get attacked or you won't get timed out in my chat, okay? Say what you
Do
like,
you have any
'cause
mom?
I'll answer it." So the whole week, Edna, I just laughed and laughed and laughed. They take the mickey
Nice.
out of me so much, but it's done in laughter. And I
Right.
think, yeah, they just do. I mean,
And I did
we
the same thing with my mom.
did you? But doesn't it bring you closer together though, don't you think? If you can
Oh,
laugh, you know? Have you
oh yeah,
disappeared, love?
absolutely. No,
Oh,
I'm right here.
okay. Yeah, so that son, and there's something about Yo Mama. I think it's the cheekiness. I think,
Mhm.
like, if I was in a room with Yo Mama, he would rip me apart, jokingly. He'd
Right.
sort of take the mickey out of me or whatever, which is just what my son would do. And it just makes me laugh
Mhm.
because I don't take myself seriously.
I think we
I
all know
mean,
a Yo Mama type. There was a young that I was in middle school with, and we ended up clashing over whatever reason. And when I think about it, he looks like Yo Mama.
did
Well,
he?
you know how, yeah, absolutely. He was light skinned, he had light eyes, and he just thought he was the cutest thing. Like he was just so popular or whatever. And I was like, listen, you're not that great of a person. Like, I don't listen, Jan. I'm a better person now, but at that time, if somebody annoyed me, and it was just one of those things. And so I told him about himself, and he didn't like it. But it just reminds me, he's kind of like the class clown. He thought he was funny, and yeah,
Oh, oh, but I tell you something else. Oh, I don't know. I
what?
mean, I don't want to go too deep with it, but I just think, when you've got somebody that's ripping into, somebody who takes themselves so seriously, ripping into Yo Mama, it's like, can't you just see that he's an entertainer? Listen, I've worked with entertainers, both on
Mhm.
the stage and on television. I've worked with them. So I can recognize a true performer. Okay. I'm not saying, I'm wonderful or anything like that, but I've been in
But
that.
your mama's an entertainer. That's what
Yes,
you're
Yo
saying?
Mama is an entertainer. And when Hannibal tried to sort of make this big, oh no, I think it was Monty, tried to make this big thing out of something that he'd said 15 years ago. I was in his chat saying, what? I said,
Right.
the other thing I like about Yo Mama is he owns it. Okay, and he did. The next
Yeah.
video he came on, he said, "Look, this is what I did. I'm going to play it for you. This is what I did. This is what I said. I don't feel the same way now. It was all,
Mhm.
I was building up to do stand up or something like that." Okay, I took his word for it because I don't see Yo Mama as the type that's going to lie to you. Whereas I look at someone like
Stand-up
this
comedy used
Hannibal.
to be something else.
Sorry?
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I was like, stand-up comedy used to be something else. Like, a lot of those
Exactly.
jokes would not fly now, and it has
Exactly.
not been that long. Yeah.
I
So
know.
when you talk about that, anybody in that arena, for them to have the self-awareness to take a step back to say, "Hey, I know, and I'm gonna go a different road going forward. Let's move on." I respect that.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Mhm.
100%. It's like my son's been singing since he left school, okay? He formed a
Mhm.
band at college, at school, then went on to music college, then went on to music university, blah blah blah. Now, if he decided, if the music he had chosen had been, say, rap or, house or whatever, where they use the N word, right?
Mhm.
If
Right.
he'd have been singing that as a kid, I would have pulled him up on it. I would have said, "Listen, I'm not comfortable with you using that word, but
Mhm.
I can recognise it's the culture of the music." Okay?
That's,
Also,
like Will
he
Smith.
happens to have a brown skin. So, you
Yeah.
know, I
Oh, so yeah, that makes a big difference too.
yes, my son is, he's quite dark as well. And he's the darkest of my kids. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if as a 16, 17 or 18-year-old boy, when he was learning his craft, he was learning all about the rap songs, and the only person I can think of at the moment is that white rapper called Eminem, right? So supposing he was learning all that while he was at uni, and you imagine then he goes on to be like some sort of superstar, and then some pillock finds, footage of him singing and using the N word.
Mhm.
Where do you draw the line? It's just pettiness. It's absolute pettiness. So
Well, the
what
thing
Monty
is, I think you
did.
draw the line as if he's still using the N-word today, or if he's still perpetuating those type of ideas today. Because yeah, the music might have evolved, but maybe his personal ideas haven't evolved to where the people that he worked with, none of them are black or something. I think that's what people don't realize, is that when we're talking about these doctors and nurses and such, that in their personal lives are making these social faux pas, they don't just stop in the personal life. That carries on to their work as well. And that's the
Yeah,
issue.
yeah.
And
It's
we don't
exactly.
need teachers and, all of these people with power and with influence teaching children, cuz and to be honest, it's not the celebrities and the people on the screen that are the big problem. It's the teachers and the doctors and stuff, because there's so many stories that people have from a teacher or this or that, someone that interacted with them as a young child, told them something and said something, and those words stick with you.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. But I mean, I think the point I was trying to make was that when I saw Monty bringing that out, as a gotcha moment, I thought,
Mhm.
this just shows that you've got nothing else on him. You've got nothing else on Yo Mama. Now, as Yo Mama said the other day, I don't stand for anybody. The only people I stand for are my kids at the end of the day. Yeah?
Mhm.
I don't
I
stand for anybody. There's
I forget
sometimes.
what was the point that Monty was making.
Sorry?
I forget what the point was Monty was making.
The point he was trying to make was that when Yo Mama was obviously a lot younger and he was a
Mhm.
cocky, black youth trying to get into comedy, some of his material was a bit risque. He said some things that I wouldn't like one of my sons to say. But then, if my sons had gone down that route of being that kind of performer, I would expect them to talk like that. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, Monty was trying to make that into a big thing. This is what Yo Mama's like. Look at the way he talks about women, SA victims and blah, 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 blah. And I said in his
Oh,
chat,
that's right. I remember
no,
now.
I
Okay.
said, I said, no, Monty. I said, Yo Mama has been open about this. And he said that the reason he, was doing it was being like that, trying to build something, online with that persona or with his entertaining skills, which I believe he does
Okay.
have, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
when I put that in the comments, I could see Monty's heckles went up on his back, and he was like,
Oh
"Yeah, all
my
right,
goodness,
Jan."
Jan, it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Jan stands up for Yo Mama. Yeah, I do stand up for him because I don't think
Mm,
I stand up for anyone that I feel is unjustly treated. I
mhm.
really do. And if they've got a brown skin, that makes it even better.
Mm. Oh my goodness. You
And
know what, Jen? I don't disagree with you, but I don't disagree with Monty either. Like I think he made a good point with that stream, to be honest. And the way your mama came into this community with the free use of the B word, not to harp on it because I think he listened, he did the things to rectify it, right? So I'm not
yeah,
using it as a to get on him about it, but I'm just using it as an example for Monty to bring it up. Well, not too long ago, he still had negative views towards women. So Monty coming up saying like, "Hey, this is the kind of person he is." This is what it was back then, but has it changed? I think that's not a bad question to ask. It's not out of line for him to be asking that question.
but then in that instance, then in that situation, then they should listen when Yo Mama is explaining why he was doing that. And I mean, have you watched any stand-up comedians? Have you been to any comedy clubs? I have,
I
and
Not
I've been to
recently,
comedy
because I
clubs.
don't like it. Yeah.
Right,
But see,
exactly.
but that's what I'm saying. I know that. So when you say that, that puts everything in another context where I'm like, yeah, when you remember that he is performing, he is the entertainer. He is of a certain age, so
It's
he
just
has a certain
it's so
frame.
stupid.
Yeah.
I just can't. And I think
It's
because
not stupid, Jan, but
I think because, right, I personally suffered from people twisting my words, okay, and
Mhm.
painting me in a certain light. I don't
You know
care.
how it feels.
I don't care, right? If you call me crazy, I am crazy. I have mental health issues that that I'm very open about. I will speak on them. But what I will say is, and this isn't to sort of garner any sympathy, my mental health issues are due to trauma, okay? Because of my upbringing and because of various things that have happened in my life, I have suffered trauma over and over and over again. That's why I have a mental illness, okay? Now,
Right.
getting back to Yo Mama, what I don't like is that there's people who, like Monty, like Hannibal, who will try and demean other people, and as a first as a first sort of thought of mine or conclusion of mine, it stems from jealousy. Why else? What other reason? And it's all well and good saying, oh yeah, but when he was 19 or when he was 20, he did this, he said that, he did this. For God's sake, what? You've been lily white all your life, have you? And also, the
Mm.
thing with Yo Mama has, the thing with Yo
Mhm.
Mama is he has sat there, spoken on camera about how ashamed he feels about, the things he said, and that just because that was part of his routine doesn't mean to
Right.
say that it's he that. that that's the real person. At the end of the day, Yo Mama has 3 daughters. He has a
Mhm.
wife. He has a mother. You
But when
telling
you make
me
that point,
that
I think that
right,
makes
let
that's
me
almost
finish, let
worse.
me finish, let me
Sorry.
finish.
Yeah.
You're
Okay, go
telling
ahead.
me, right, that as a father of 3 kids, that, hopefully he has a good lifestyle in America, okay? You're telling me that this man with 3 girls that goes through all the fears and the worries that a father or a parent of a little girl goes through is going to intentionally insult women, then I would say that there's something wrong with your thought process. That's what I would say. And that's
Okay.
why I feel angry about it, because not so much I hate bullies in any shape or form. I hate it. And I just hate the way that these men, these 2 men specifically, Hannibal and Monty, are very self-righteous. And they're coming for somebody who's come out, yeah, he's loud. Yeah, his life probably, his laugh sort of drives you nuts sometimes. But I only
Telling
see
you
any
when him
I
and
only see
Kylie were talking,
I
laughing, it was too much.
I only see honesty come from this man, okay?
Well, okay. Let me know when you
I do. I only see
Mhm.
honesty come from it. I'm a very passionate person. There's certain things that I feel passionate about. And, one of the things is bullying. I hate it. I hate it. So when I hear this Hannibal coming for him, every little thing, oh, look what he said there. Oh, look. Oh, well, I think oh, he doesn't do this. And then there's Monty sat there, Mr. Self-Righteous. Oh, yeah, well, Yo Mama this. Oh, did you know that back in the day, Yo Mama used to joke about a girl who was like, took a guy to court for SV. It was a routine. It was a bloody routine. Lighten up, for God's sake. My daughter, one of my daughters, she did English in college, and she had a teacher that loved comedy stores. And she saw just about every comedian, right, in her course. The teacher was so good, he used to get the pupils in to watch them. She was at college, so she was of age. And my daughter heard all sorts of crap in these comedy shows, and she would tell me some of the things. And but at no point did she ever think that that person was really a woman hater, or any other hater that he was talking about. You can't do that. That's a very blinkered outlook on life, in my opinion. You can speak now, Edna.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
I no, no, you're okay. I understand how it feels to passionate. You want to get it off your chest. This is your
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, I do. It just
I
pisses me off.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't say that in jest or passive aggressive way. Like 100%. I mean, I no worries.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about hating bullies, I think a lot of times people feel like comedians, like the class clown, are bullies in their own right, right? So
Yeah.
in a sense, your mama can be seen as a bully. And when it comes to his his routine, it kind of goes to the intent versus impact discussion, where his intent, of course, with 3 girls, right, isn't to impact further harm or violence on women, but the impact might very well be that when you're talking about, this is stuff that's living on the internet forever. The fact that Monty can have a stream about this so many years later just speaks to the fact that it the harm is still there, because
See,
if
I
it
I
wasn't,
see
then he
no
wouldn't.
harm in that. I saw no harm in what he said. None whatsoever. And I've got 2 daughters, I've got 3 granddaughters. I saw nothing offensive in what he said. He was
Listen,
joking. It was a joke.
I understand, but people don't know when the joke stops. Because
Well,
we
they
saw
should do.
YT
Then the problem is with them, though, Edna, isn't it? In that
yeah,
instance.
until you're sitting up there in a dark alley with somebody. You know what I'm saying? These ideas get implanted in people's mind through jokes and things like that. And
Well,
as a
no,
young woman who or a young enough woman, I don't like the idea of, sexual assault being a joke. It's not funny to me.
no, it isn't a joke. It isn't a joke. But so is, how far do you go? Do you know who Ricky Gervais is?
Yes.
Right. Some of his jokes make me go, ouch. Some of his jokes are so bad. And we've also got, and he doesn't leave anything untouched. I've got some of his old videos when he's talked about people with cancer in his audience. He's
Mhm.
talked about so many things that you're like, if you look deeply into it, you'd be like, Jesus, what must go on in his head to come out with that? It's a
Right.
performance. It's a performance. He's not
No, I think
really
that's where
taking the
we
mickey out of people with cancer. He's
but see the
not.
thing but the
It's
thing
a,
is, it's still disturbing.
no,
And
not
if
for me. It's
if you
not.
don't know where the line I don't see, I haven't heard his jokes. I don't know. You're just giving me the topics, right? And if it's something where you're saying this is a joke and this is X, Y, and Z, maybe we could tap Ricky on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, Ricky, what made you think about that? Maybe you can go talk to someone about that one."
Well, that's the huge argument that's going on now. And in my opinion, comedians are really struggling now because they can't, they're
Yeah,
so worried about people like you, dare I say, and Hannibal and Monty, who are taking everything as a slant against whatever they're talking about. They can't talk about race, they can't talk about children, they can't talk about the LGBT community. What can they talk about? What can they joke about now?
Jan, I would say that it's not me. Because I find a lot of things funny, and I had to catch myself. Once I was watching a video of this man who unfortunately lost his life playing around, literally playing around with a police officer, tugging, like wrestling with her and her gun. But the way the audio sounded, I was in stitches. It was hilarious, but it wasn't a joke, and it ended up very poorly. But the thing is, I can laugh at dark stuff, but it doesn't mean that it's okay. And when I realized that, I was like, I gotta think about what's going on that I find this funny. And I think sometimes we have to do that. Like if we're laughing at certain kind of jokes, do we think certain things are interesting or whatever? Maybe we should take a step back and see what's piquing those interests. What's allowing us to find murder? Like when a YTR was talking about what she wanted seen done or or wouldn't mind happen to Bridge maybe Icy, it was
Yeah.
too much.
Hmm.
And she was laughing, right? She could say, "Oh, this is just a joke, and this is just my performance. It's my content. It's not a big deal. Don't, whatever." But we all felt like, "Hey, no, it's too much."
No, because what she was saying was actually sick. But what Yo Mama was doing in that specific piece that I've seen, and I've seen it a couple of times, what he was actually doing was speaking rhetorically. There's a difference. He
Right.
wasn't
And
saying, no, hang on. He wasn't
mhm,
saying, oh, I was down an alleyway last night and this guy jumped on this girl and did this and did that. No, that's not what he was saying. He was
right.
talking rhetorically about it. Okay. He was saying, oh, well, she's getting £1 million for doing this and that. Well, everybody else might as well do that. Yeah. That's what he was saying. You have to look at the context. You have to look at what is actually being said. There's too many people out there that pull every tiny thing apart. I can't handle it. I cannot
Mhm.
handle it.
I
And
guess the last thing I really had to yeah, sorry.
that's why, the Monties and the Hannibals of this world, they will get a following because there are people like yourself that agree with it. But at the end of the day, maybe it's because I've been a performer myself. Okay. I've known
Mhm.
actors, I've known musicians, I've known comedians. And I know how much comedians suffer now because of people like that, because of people like
Right.
Hannibal, and because of people like Monty, who
Yes,
sit there,
I
oh,
appreciate you not lumping me in with them, and honestly, I don't feel like Hannibal and Monty are of the same cloth or what have you, you know what I mean? When it comes to Monty and I think his critique, I think it's much more it's like a broader issue. I see where it's still prevalent up until recently. Now, I really can't speak to Hannibal because I don't watch Hannibal. Like, I haven't seen him recently to know like what he's doing now to really
mm,
say X, Y, and Z. But and when I come in my to wrap up my feelings about it is that I think that you have a public figure who's putting out content publicly. If someone wants to critique them publicly, that's fair enough, and I'm willing to listen, and that's what I'm doing. All I'm doing is listening to Monty what he has to say, and on this issue, I I just happen to agree. Now I don't always, but I do because when the way he came into Girl World showed that he was doing X, Y, and Z, and he hasn't been here that long. Now I'm not saying that your mama hasn't changed and he isn't doing X, Y, and Z, whatever have you, but yeah. Hi, Capone Boxer.
yeah, I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree with that one, on that one, because, yeah, you obviously think differently, and that's fine. We disagree. So
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine. I've said my bit, you've said your bit. Let's listen to Mr. Happy.
Self. Ain't nobody mad about that. I make my own money. I'm not sitting up here talking about your mama mad because he gotta do YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff to get money, and I gotta do nothing. I do this for fun. I ain't saying none of that shit. No, he's doing what he's doing to get his hustle on. I'm doing what I'm doing to get my hustle on. Ain't nobody mad about that. And as far as the opinions go, look, guys, look for real. One thing that may be overlooked in girl world is your mama and I are both gamers. We are both gonna banter at each other.
Right, okay. On that point, I thought my mum, your mama covered that quite nicely when he said, this was on tonight, Capone. This was, in fact, he might still be live, but I think he's talking about the fat ones,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I won't have them on my channel. Yeah, this
I
was
forgot we were
tonight.
snooping.
Yeah. Um, I like Yo Mama, but he needs to actually do his research and stop defending Chantal. I agree. And I've said that to Yo Mama. Only because she reminds him of of an ex obese classmate. Now the thing is here, look at that. Dissect that, okay? What this person is
Oh, Lord.
saying, what this person is saying is, yeah, they do like Yo Mama. Uh,
Mhm.
but you need to do research. Yeah, tick, tick. But he needs to stop defending Chantal only because she reminds him of an ex obese classmate. Okay, I kind of get that. I
Oh,
kind of
wait,
get
that's
it.
the same Yeehaw.
Yeah. Now
They're in
you,
chat.
yeah. Now Yeehaw, when I was in there, um, oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Hello,
I meant.
sorry. Are you male or female? I don't want to misgender you, not in today's world. I like them both, but it's not okay that his mods are putting you in timeout constantly. Thank you. Thank you. That's why I came over here. I thought, "Do you know what? It doesn't matter really. But I just thought
Mhm.
he's such a hypocrite. And to sit there and say that, oh, I'm open for everybody to come and say what they want to say. But as soon as I see my name on there, I'm out by my
Mhm.
ear. So I thought, okay, matey, I'm in the mood tonight.
You
um,
got time tonight.
I got time tonight. Right. Okay. They're both very different content, different points of views, different humor, different time slots. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I don't understand. Why Hannibal feels the need to keep putting Yo Mama down. As Yo Mama said, and as I said, if he only did it once, perhaps twice, I probably wouldn't even have noticed. Hannibal's not on my radar. I don't know how I found him, to be honest. He's just not on my radar.
Oh.
He's not
I was really
somebody.
in House of Hannibal and the Discord and everything. I think he's very talented. I love his voice. It's just that, like I said, when he went to talking about Shanae, that was kind of like, it just rubbed me the wrong way. But I, I like the music. Now it looks like well, I don't really know what he does now, but the videos were, they're long. So if you're doing an activity, it's not like you have to find something else to watch. So
Yeah,
it's
and I can understand that. And I saw for the first time, I saw his intro, and the guy knows how to edit. Good. Good
mhm,
for him, because a lot of people don't. Um, but what I don't
that's not
understand is,
enough.
well, no. What I don't understand is how he can sit there on his high horse, coming for
Yeah.
Yo Mama, who admits that he's made so many mistakes. I've said to him in the past, Yo Mama, you've done this wrong, or blah, 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 blah. Do you know what? I've not once been timed out in Yo Mama's chat. Not once,
Nice. I have
you
to
know?
give your mama a lot of credit with the criticism that he gets and coming in like when you say oh he's talked about this and that. I
Yeah,
just take your word for it because I don't watch enough your mama to have seen, all of these different things, but I believe you because of what I've seen. It seems like that's his character. Like when he's talking about his time in the Discord and whatever, I can relate. So yeah.
yeah. See, I'm just not. That's not really my side. That's not where I would go for entertainment, into Hannibal's. So, as I
Hannibal.
said, I've never.
Yeah, that I stopped watching him.
He just doesn't entertain me. He just doesn't.
Mhm.
I don't like somebody who sits there and thinks they're superior over others. Now, I've had that, actually, that accusation directed at me, but the reason I speak the way I do, which some people may see it as being condescending, is
Mhm.
because I was a teacher. I used to teach students. I used to
It's like a
talk.
bad habit.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's a bad habit. Why is
No,
it a
I don't
bad
mean it like
habit?
that. Well, no, like if people think it's that you're being condescending, that's like a negative trait to have. But it's just a habit.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is a bad trait to have. I wouldn't say it's a habit. I would just say it's part of me. It's what makes me.
Oh, like being a teacher is part of your nature. Got you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. I
Oh, you didn't mean
right.
to?
Okay. No, listen. We all talk in our own ways, okay? We all talk
Okay.
differently. We've all got different phraseology. We all use different words. Some of us use longer words, some of us don't. Some of us have a different, we all have different speech patterns and everything. Right. My speech pattern, I wouldn't say is a bad habit. It's just something that, because I was in education for 8 years and used to have to, speak to students, I've also done various things where, both TV, radio, whatever. on the stage, where it's important to be able to speak properly. Okay, you're not going to go
The
on
way it's
there
done.
sounding like a complete idiot. Um,
Right.
now, and now I've gone completely off the thread. What I was trying to say was, the point I think I was trying to say was that, Hannibal sits there and I feel sort of demeans people. Well, in this case, all right, he tried to demean another creator. Yes, we all know Yo Mama doesn't do research. We know that. But listen, he's getting better. Okay. Now, if we then take a look at them as different creators, who is the one that is doing more research? Who is the one that is giving more varied content? Who is the one that is putting on more of a show? That's the
Are you
way.
asking me, or do you think it's
Well,
obvious?
yeah, I think it's obvious. Now, I'm not
I
saying that I know everything.
disagree. I think you can argue both.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, it's true. I just want to see what people are saying. As a viewer, I
Oh,
just
okay.
don't like being called stupid. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't like it, and I
Yeah,
found that really
that was the
offensive.
part.
I
Yes,
found that
yes.
really offensive. And I remember, and people will throw back, yeah, but Yo Mama always says about FFG, all her,
Zombies.
yeah, they're all zombies. And I have said in Yo Mama's chat, well, actually, I've been in FFGs. I used to watch her, and I'm not a zombie. Now,
Mhm.
how many times do I have to say that in his chat? I said it once. I'm sure he probably saw it. Other people saw it.
But they're not talking about you.
No,
They're
well, they
talking about the
were
people
because they
that
were.
listen to her. No, they're saying use zombies, whatever, but they're talking about the followers, or maybe they were talking about you. I don't know. But I consider a zombie is like a loyal follower. That's somebody who's gonna like go
Oh,
in
okay. Yeah,
and
okay.
watch the whole show. They're super chatting. Like they're into it. And you pop in, say what you have to say, you come out. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing that, then that's a little bit different. You're almost not even a zombie.
Yeah. No, I'm not a zombie. And it's like, that's the first thing. If one creator speaks out um about, or speaks out saying that they like another creator for whatever reason, all of a sudden you're their stan. Oh, Jan stands for Yo Mama. No, I don't. I don't stand for anybody, and I
I think
think,
sometimes people don't understand what being a friend is on the internet because honestly, they think just being a friend, being supportive is standing.
yeah, and it's not.
It's
I
kind of
think,
sad to be honest.
I think there are some people who, for whatever reason, their life is YouTube, and they do get too invested in creators online. But I mean, that's not the fault of the creator, is it?
No,
You
but
know?
also
So,
I think as a creator, you should be cognizant of that and say like this person's doing a whole lot. Like if you have somebody who's super chatting you hundreds and hundreds, maybe
mm,
you need to realize that they might be a little too invested. Unless they,
yeah.
you know,
Right, let me
things
just
like
read
that.
this because I think this is interesting. Hannibal gives great psychological input since he works in that field, but he sometimes sounds jealous of Yo Mama's success because Yo Mama gained his followers faster than Hannibal. I think you're absolutely right there. I don't know anything about Hannibal's psychological um
Background.
field of work. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. He could
Mhm.
be, as far as I know, he could be a professor in the field, in which case I think he's not showing himself in the best possible light. And what I mean by that is, if he has a great psychological mind, when he because I don't watch him, so I don't know the answer to this. When he reacts to these lowlifes online, is he looking at it from a psychological perspective, or is he just laughing at them or mocking them?
He he's laughing and mocking, but he goes a step further to say that they need like an accountability buddy. Like they basically that there should be someone in their life to help guide them to not become a buffoon or cow or what have you on the internet.
Now, what I would say, okay, I've been in the mental health community for a long time, and I know an awful lot about mental health, psychology, and everything. I was going to do psychology, but I'm too artistic. I'd rather do, creative stuff. But anyway, that's by the by.
Oh, artistic. I thought you
Yeah.
said autistic.
No,
Okay.
I'm not autistic. No, I'm not autistic.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's I was like, it was just the accent, Jan. I'm sorry. Continue.
that's all right. Um, so what I would say to that is, if, as you say, he works in that field, why is he coming online and reacting to these people in the way he's reacting to them? That to me rings, or, you
Okay.
know, red flags. Why is he doing that? Because I've looked at it psychologically before, and it's just too much for me. I couldn't
Mhm.
I couldn't react to them on a psychological matter because it goes too deep, and I think it gets to the point. I've already been accused of diagnosing people.
Have
Um,
you heard of the narc alert?
the what?
The
Narc
narc,
alert?
yeah, it's narc as in narcissist alert.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
sounded an alarm. She does a lot of Amber Lynn Reed videos. Amber Lynn Reed. Sorry, I'm trying to be more think of my accent as so that you can hear me clearly. But anyway,
Just say Ella,
she
ALR. Oh,
yeah,
ALR. It's easier. Yeah, say what you're going to say. While you're talking, I have to go and get myself a drink, darling. But
oh,
you
okay.
you carry on because there's people in here anyway. Um,
Okay.
so my point would be, if he is in that field, what do you think his employers would think of his reaction?
And
Answer
see,
that.
that's the question that I wouldn't. Okay, I'll go ahead. Go get your drink of water. I just brought up ALR because, or in the narc alert because that's specifically what she kind of like does but doesn't do is diagnose Amber, but she does kind of look at it from narcissists and those different traits. Now, Hannibal, if he really is a mental health professional and he's online in this capacity, I would say that would not be a good thing that his employers would like to hear. Like I know for me, it's kind of like me as an accountant. If I was out here giving all kind of advice willy nilly, that's not how it works. If you don't really know the numbers, you can't just give out financial advice. That's why everybody on YouTube says this is not financial advice. And I'm sorry, Jan, I started talking about numbers and money, so I'm gonna stop and
Oh,
put you
you and
back.
your numbers. God. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult. And although, I appreciate what you said, G Hop, um, that, I mean, does he say he works in that field? I would then
Not
ask
that
him,
I've
that would
heard.
be one of my questions to him then. That would be one of my questions. Why?
Wow.
Why are you reacting to people who may well be struggling with mental health? Listen, how many times have you seen me in Monty's chat or anybody's chat and they start talking about Pete's? I cannot
Oh.
and will not
Yeah.
talk about Pete's. And the reason I won't, and I'm not diagnosing him, right? But I know about
But
the
it's
subject.
clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
clear.
will not ever laugh at somebody who's on the spectrum. Ever. I was brought up with a saying, I don't know if you've got it over there, don't mock
Mhm.
the afflicted. And I
No,
have
we don't have
drummed that
anything like that,
into my
that I know of.
children, and I've drummed it into my grandchildren. You don't laugh
Mm.
at people who are struggling with their mental health. It's just not funny.
It's not,
So
and we
that's,
shouldn't, but I
you know,
think we do as a culture.
if I had that, if I had a discussion with him and also with Monty, because he does the same thing, um, that would be one of my questions.
Yeah.
I'm a crazy person, okay? I have mental
Mhm.
health issues. I admit to
Jan,
it,
aren't we all? Yeah.
right? But I've also got a good brain, and I've also
Mhm.
been brought up with good morals. And
But
no,
people act
I
like you
just
can't have
can't.
the both, or you can't have them both. That's one of the issues. Is that right there? I don't mean to cut you off, but just right there, that's where people cut you off. They say if you have mental health issues, it doesn't matter your upbringing or your thoughts, or if you're a good person or not. Because it's like, look at Chantal and the way people treat her. She's telling people, I'm becoming a Muslim. I'm trying to be better. I'm doing this, that, and the other. And they tell her, they drum into her, you are not going to ever be anything. You're vile. You're this, you're that. And I'm not disagreeing with the past and what we've seen her do. But it's like, can they not acknowledge that she's put on this hijab and she hasn't taken it off? Or she's done X, Y, and Z, and she does appear to be trying somewhat? I
I
don't
don't
know.
want to talk about her. I don't want to talk about her.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, no, she gets my blood boiling, and I just think it's disgusting what she's doing on so many levels. Do I think she has mental health issues? Quite possibly. I think a lot has to do with both of them, actually. I think they're both her and Pete's have been very, very badly neglected by their families.
Yes.
Um, I think in Chantel's case, it could well be that she was born the way she is, and in the end, the parents just gave up because they couldn't deal with her. But
Mhm.
I don't want to discuss her. I don't want to discuss her. Let me
Okay.
just say, didn't go right. Hannibal implied we were stupid, Jan, and then you got timed out. Exactly. I didn't go back for a couple of weeks. Thank you, Capone Boxer. That's really nice of you. I know. And I got timed out in that one at least 3 times. I thought, right, I'm going to stay here and see when I get, untimed out. And it was quite a
Right.
while. And then I wrote something. I don't know what it was. Um, and then next thing I was timed out. And I thought, okay, he did that again tonight. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm not going to
Hmm.
sit here and listen to somebody that I don't like anyway. I'm
Right.
just gonna go live and I'm gonna snipe him. Why not? I've got I've got everything here. Yeah, and I'm capable of doing it.
Exactly.
I'm quite good on the computer. So yeah, let's see what Capone has said here. They're both so different, and I wish Hannibal, yes, that's another thing. He can't compare himself. Some people we're just
That's a good
different.
point.
I mean, you look at me and you, Edna. We're both completely different people.
It's like, how are we even talking to each other right now? No.
It's true, though. We're very different, and we're both
But I'm having a lovely time. Yeah. It's just we're just strangers on the internet having a conversation about these topics. And if we're not taking ourselves too seriously about our strong feelings, we'll be okay.
yes, exactly. And do you know what that comes down to? That comes down
What?
to respect.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
there has to be a line where you say, "Okay, I've said my bit. She said her bit. Now we have to move on." I think
Exactly.
that's what's
You have
called
to know when to stop.
yeah. And I think we're both adult enough to do so. Right, these two are
Mhm.
chatting away in the comment section. Yeah, Mama also just called me stupid, so maybe I'm the common denominator.
Oh,
No,
that's
you're
funny.
not. You're not a common denominator at all. Why did he call you stupid? Do you know what? The way I am, I'd say to him, "Yeah, Mama, why did you call Capone Boxer stupid?" I
He
would
might be
though.
still listening at the beach. Oh my goodness.
Do you know what? I don't follow any rule book. That's the thing with me. I don't
Mhm.
follow any rule book. And it's not always been very good for me. Listen, with my upbringing,
Yeah.
you know, I was brought up in care. They didn't
Mhm.
know how to handle me.
Mhm.
Not just because I was a different colour to everybody else, but because I got a different personality to everybody else. I stood up for myself. And they
People really don't know how to handle that. Don't it's like they
no.
don't know how to take it when you mistreat them and you say something about it, or when they mistreat you and you say something about it. It's
Yeah,
like, well, you're just supposed to take it. I'm like, hell I am.
yeah, I know. And then we get called names. Oh, well, you know what that you know why she's like that.
Mhm.
I mean, and the thing is online, I mean, I just laugh about it because it doesn't mean anything to me. And
Mhm.
when people say, "Oh, yeah, well, she's a nutter, she's this and that," and I think, "Okay, you don't have to watch. I don't,
Well,
you
you
know,
know
I
what,
don't
Jen? You're
care."
my favorite kind of nut. I'll just say
Yeah,
that.
I'm a nutty as a fruitcake, but I own
Mm,
it. I own it. And, you know, I'm nutty because I'm a survivor. That's
mhm.
all I'm gonna
It's like
say.
the
I'm a
the quality
survivor.
that makes you quote unquote a nut is what makes you are able to thrive in this world.
Yes, absolutely. One day I might do a video on it, but um, I found out what people that were looking after me as a kid thought about me because I used to do reports on us because I was in care, yeah. So every
Oh,
3 months
wow. Yeah.
they'd do reports. So a while ago, about a year ago maybe, my eldest said, "Oh, Mum, you should find out, you know." Anyway, she gave me a shove and I found out. And I've got like this huge, it's a great big heavy folder of reports on what these white, middle-aged, middle-class social workers thought of me.
Wow.
And it opened my eyes, and it also completely obliterated any idyllic memory I had of growing up. And I've
Oh,
now got to
wow.
live with that, right, for the rest of my life.
Right.
And, you know, my daughter said, "Oh, Mum, it doesn't matter what they thought. It doesn't matter what they thought." But it does matter
Because that's what
because
your childhood is based upon. These are the
that
people
is
that
my
helped frame it.
childhood. That is my
Yeah,
childhood.
absolutely.
It's horrendous. And, you know, my
I'm
daughter's
so
like,
sorry, Jan.
it really, really upset me. It really, really did because I'd always thought I
Yeah.
was a happy child. You know, I was a bit, you know, I was a loner. I did my own thing. You know, I lived in a house with like 20 odd kids, you know, and
Mhm.
I used to be a fighter because I had to be. I was skinny. I was black or perceived to be black. And in actual fact,
I
I was
understand what you're
middle-aged,
saying.
you know.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know, I did do good things as a child. I had my heart broken so many times as a child, but
Right.
the social workers never saw that. All they saw was me being precocious, because I hated them. Because when they used to come and get me off the football pitch, because that's all I loved. I loved music and football.
Mm.
So when this old stuffed shirt would come and drag me off the football pitch, oh, we'd like to come and talk to you about your feelings. I'd be like, what? And I'd be
Right?
sat there with chewing gum, blowing bubbles, thinking, I don't want to talk to you. I just don't want to talk to you. And
Right.
I couldn't put into words why I didn't want to talk to them. But now that I'm older, I know why I didn't want to talk to them. I wasn't one of them. And it wasn't, it's not just the color of my skin. It's the person I am, the person I
Mhm.
was as a young girl. I was so full of so many different emotions, and they were all poo-pooed, they were all like, ah,
Yes, I understand.
and I used to get angry out of frustration. I used to throw things. I used to fight some of them in the home,
Mhm.
some of the staff, because they were so horrible to me. And I always used to look out for the weaker children. But if you read what I've read over the past year about what these people wrote about me, like the black girl who, all of a sudden, she seems to only worry about football. Or strangely enough, she started doing her hair, she seems to be paying more attention to her hair. And all I can say to them is fuck you.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind as adults, because where I am right now, I feel like if I know this at this point, there's no reason why I should be able to enlighten anybody's mind about anything, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
particularly X, Y, and Z, and that's not as to take away from who I am. It's just there's nothing new underneath the sun. So,
Mm.
Jen, even for you at your time, for them not to understand that, I feel like that's a medical neglect. Or that's whatever social neglect for you. That's outrageous.
It is. But you know what? I found my family. I found my tribe. At
Nice.
last, through DNA, my daughter, my blonde, blue eyed daughter, found
Mhm.
my family.
That's beautiful.
And they are the most wonderful people. It's still hard. It's hard
Aw.
for me to accept it.
Yeah,
It is. It's really hard for me to accept it because I don't know, when you've just gone through so
it's
much.
a lot of change. I could imagine that. I'm kind of going through a similar journey, reconnecting with family myself, because I'll just say that I'm not that I'm giving advice or anything, because I'm still in the middle of this journey myself. But I'll just say that I'm just taking it for what it is, right?
Mhm.
And it's like I think I know who I'm dealing with and the type of people that they are from what they say and what happens. And I'm just opening my eyes to what it is and listening to what they say. Now some like there's a Maya Angelou quote. When people tell you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
That's basically that's basically what it is, and it serves me well since I've started really implementing that. So, and there's a Gen. I feel like I'm butchering his name. Jendina. Jed, do you know
You
the
always come out with
musician
these
I'm talking
names, and I
about?
haven't got a clue who you're talking
I
about.
know. I'll send you a link because there's an amazing song where he's talking about how he had to go back to Africa to in the jungle to bury his father, and somebody is kind of giving him some advice or giving him some like a little pep talk, and he's like, just because you're with your family doesn't mean that your family's with you.
Mm,
So that was another thing that I had to learn because I'm back in my hometown, so I have family here. But
mhm.
just because I'm with these people doesn't necessarily mean that they have my best interests or even good interests for me at heart. So I had to
Yeah,
remember that. Hmm.
yeah, I know. But I mean, I'm just really lucky. I found a brother that I never thought, I'd ever find. And
Right.
we both, we were born in the same hospital in London,
Hmm.
same fathers, different mothers. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
taken all this time to find each other. And
Wow.
yeah, so, I'm going through an awful lot at the moment.
Right. That is a
And
lot.
um, but it's positive. But one thing I'll say is I do feel like I've found my tribe. And it's funny because when you grow up on your own, right? When you grow up, and I did grow up with on my own, and people have said to me, "Oh, well, didn't you wonder where your mum was?" And I'd say, "Well, no, I didn't really." Um, which sounds a bit odd. Sounds like I must have been a bit of a simpleton. I wasn't. I've always been quite bright. I mean, that's one thing that the report said. Oh, well, she's surprisingly bright. But, there were some
Not
things that
surprisingly.
surprisingly bright, considering she's got a brown skin. She's surprisingly
Oh,
bright.
wow.
Yeah.
Jen,
And
that
they
makes my stomach turn.
and
Like
they
I'm
couldn't get
disgusted for you.
they didn't understand what mixed race meant. I think that's the thing that really has sort of been sort of rammed home, reading these reports. And I couldn't read it all the way through. So for a period of like, a couple of months, every so often I'd take it off the shelf and I'd start sort of reading a bit more. And it was like, shit. And it's like, it was like just keep reading about somebody that doesn't understand you, and that somebody,
Right.
about somebody who thought that you were this type of person, but they never put any of the things that I did right. They never put, and apparently in the home, a lot of the kids looked up to me. Because of who I was, because I was a fighter. Okay. I've always
Mhm.
been a fighter. I always will be a fighter. Okay. And I don't mean physically. As a kid, yeah, I was physical. I mean, I was a tomboy. Nobody would say anything to me,
Mm.
especially after, a certain period in my life that I won't go into. Um,
Okay.
but all they saw was like this black kid who they couldn't control, who, when they sent me off to see the psychiatrist, it would be like, oh, well, she's got like, she's just angry at everyone. Nobody even thought, oh, well, perhaps the fact that she's been
There's a
brought
reason.
in white middle class society and feels like a bloody piece of tumbleweed blowing up the street,
Mhm.
no roots. Maybe that's had something to do with it. Nobody thought
It's
like
like
that.
people think no news is good news or something, right? It's like they just don't. I don't. I 100% get what you're saying. It's like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? You know.
And that's why, because of the way I was brought up as a kid, I spend so much time checking my grandkids are okay and check
Right.
my kids are okay because of that. And I always thought that my family started with me because I didn't have anyone behind me. Do you know what I mean? Or in front of me.
Right. Right.
So,
That you knew of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I always believed that my family started with me, when I gave birth to them. They were my family. They were my tribe. Um,
Oh,
but
Jen, that's so
now,
sweet.
yeah, that's the way I look at it. And I'll protect my family with my life. I would.
Right.
But
Now, Mama Bear more to protect.
Yeah, but it's sort of, and now I was saying to my daughter today, I said, I almost feel as if my brother's come along as my guardian angel,
Mhm.
even though, I'm an old bird now. He's come along and he said, "You're not on your own anymore." And, he had a similar upbringing.
Okay.
Although he wasn't put into care, he lived with his white family. So again,
Oh,
he was the only
wow.
black kid in,
Yeah.
in every school he went to, in every, social event, in his own family. He was the only black kid. Nobody
Wow.
knows what that's like
Well, you
unless
know what,
they've lived
Jen?
it.
I'm not going to pretend to understand, like 100% your experience, but when I was about 8 years old, 7 or 8, I was placed in a school district where it was predominantly white. And so there was many, and I was like quote unquote gifted or like advanced in school. So there was many times I was the only black kid in my classrooms. So I do have a little bit of insight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean,
that's tough. It's hard because whenever anything comes up, you have to become the authority. And it's like, listen, I'm learning just like you.
do you know, my brother told me, and it did make me laugh, and it was just so typical. He was in this village, and
What?
remember, England is much smaller than America. So, and
Okay.
I was brought up where there was no other blacks there, and
Okay.
or in the village or anything. So, anyway, um, he was telling me this story of when he got into a bit of trouble when I don't know how old he was. Say he was about 13 or something, and
Okay.
he was out with his friends and everything, and they did something naughty, like they threw stones and broke a couple of windows or something. And then the next minute, there's police at the door, and he's like thinking, he's looking through the banisters, down the stairs at the front door, and the cops saying, "Well, are you, so and so, so and so? Does he live here?" And his grandma was like, "Well, yeah, why?" "Well, we believe he was at such and such place." He said it was then that it dawned on him, "Oh, hang on a minute, I'm the only black one. I'm the only black boy in the village, so obviously they knew."
Oh,
Do you
that's
know what
so
I mean?
funny.
But we did laugh about that. But anyway, we've gone right off
Yeah.
track. Come on, this is your fault. I don't know how it's your fault,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna blame you. Anyway,
Let's blame Capone Boxer. It's their fault. They're new.
but do you know what? No, I've seen Capone Boxer around.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I've seen them around. They haven't told me which sex they are yet, so I don't know. Um, but let me say that's what I like about you, though, Edna. Although we never agree on anything ever, really. We come at different. We come at certain things from completely different angles, but
It's
somehow
fascinating.
it is, isn't it? It's got to be respect. Yeah, that's all it takes,
Hmm.
guys. Bit of love, bit of smiling, bit of respect. Right, let's see. Yo Mama painted everyone with a broad brush. He did. He did. And oh my God, he came in like a bloody wrecking ball, didn't he?
He
Then he
came in like
stated,
a wrecking ball,
he did, didn't he?
hanging off of FFG's chins.
Yeah. Then he stated that not all of us Frenchy fans are zombies, just a lot. And I do agree. I agree with you too. I think some of them they are a bit sort of I've lost me
Oh
oh there we
yeah,
are. Yeah. Yeah, I think he had a good point there. And it is difficult. I mean, I've probably said the same thing. Like when I used to react to Peter Mon, I probably used to say, "My God, who would sit there and watch this twat all day?" But it doesn't mean that, I think people just take things too literally sometimes. Sometimes you're only joking. Well, I know I am anyway.
exactly. Yeah,
Hannibal
you gotta
mentioned
have fun with life.
you've got to laugh. You have to
Hmm.
laugh. What's the alternative? Be bloody miserable like Mr. Hannibal. That's it. Anyway, Hannibal mentioned that information when he showed pictures of himself in one of his videos. He showed pictures of himself, did he?
I heard that he did a reveal, but people were saying that you had to go on the forums or something to really find it. And I was saying, no, thank you. Like I'm not going to that length, but
I'm
I
not.
heard that it's out there.
Do you know what? I don't give a toss. I don't give a toss what he looks like. Looks aren't everything. Come on, I have to
Hmm.
spend my life looking like this. Come on. So look
No,
don't mean
Jay, you are
anything.
so cool. That's a, the thing is, when it comes to someone looks, it means so little to the person that they are. It's like, look
Yeah.
at your live right here. The way you have Jan's views live on here, and you have your avatar and the different colors where you can't even see me. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm just like, this is so beautiful. It's like, don't you dare change anything, like, and that's the whole part. If we never saw who you were, we know exactly who you are,
You
just
know who
by,
I am. And then
yeah.
I put the camera on when I'm looking like a piece of I don't know what I'm looking like. And and I talk to the camera. I don't have to be all made up and that, I just sit there, sometimes I've just got my hair scraped back. Do you know, I've had people say before, oh, she's bald. I mean, people are so stupid.
It's
Because
like it's blonde hair people. Jeez.
yeah, like, the pulled it because I pulled my hair back. Oh, she's going bald. She must have a bald
Hmm.
spot.
And
And
if
I
you
think,
were bald, would that be the end of the world? I like
and
bald hair,
I
or I
know,
like a woman with like a bald head.
yeah,
I honestly don't mind it.
yeah. Capone. Oh, there's Yeehaw. Yeehaw! Right, says,
Yeah.
you're not stupid and creators shouldn't call their viewers names or insult them. I agree with that, Yeehaw, but I have to say I think I have done it in the past. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
might be a bit guilty. Yeah, they got me again, Capone. They got me again. But I'm going to use it as the thumbnail
that's
just
gonna
to
be
annoy him.
great.
Just to annoy him.
I
Right,
just think it's really
okay.
silly when you share audiences. It's like you're calling their audience the same people that watch you idiots. That's not smart.
I know. Because I said if I've told Joe Mama that. I said, Joe Mama, FFG saved BBJ. But listen, I could go into Yo Mama's like the other night when he was going on and on again about foodie, and I said, oh, for God's sake, I don't want to listen about that. But
Mhm.
why would I then keep on and on and on at him in his live stream about him talking about somebody I'm not interested in? Sometimes you just
True.
have to sort of, you know, move away.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you, Capone. Yeah, I don't know why I shared that. I don't know why. So I am. I'm very open, guys. That's why, I always say I'm quite happy to talk to anybody. I'm not a liar.
Yeah.
I say the truth. If you don't like it, then um
Go kick rocks.
sorry,
No.
but it's the way I am. Yeah, get over it.
Yeah.
I am what I am. I'm my own creation, and I had to be my own creation because bloody hell, if I hadn't, I
Right?
don't know where I'd have ended up. Um, does England use this flag? No, they don't. They don't use that flag. What is that? Is that the BLM flag?
He said it's the
Oh, it's
white.
white
It's
with the
white with
red
a red
cross.
cross.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, well, okay. The other one, this one is called the Union Jack. I only really recognize that one. That's the Union
Okay.
Jack. That includes England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. They would use this one, okay? This one, well, that we can't see, the red and white one is England. England
Oh,
only.
okay.
That's the difference. Yeah. Um, Edna, your voice is beautiful. She has got a nice voice, hasn't she?
Thank
Like
you.
nice screechy thing. I hate my voice.
No.
Bloody horrible. Right, okay. Edna, they want your opinion about Monty's new hair. Off you go.
Okay. So I like it. I the thing is his hairstyle is very of my
Jamaica.
area. It might be Jamaican, but in my area that's not an uncommon style. So it looks very typical. So yeah, it's like no big deal.
Yeah, and I'd say the same. I like it. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, I like that. And then when he smiled, I thought, my God, he looks like
Oh,
he looks like a handsome, smiley Jamaican boy. That's what I thought.
mm.
That's
He
where my
does look
tribe is, guys.
young. I forget that he's 40 now.
I forgot to let you know my tribe's in Jamaica, although they're spread out everywhere. I've got some in Canada, and I'm not going.
Really?
Yeah, I've got some in Canada. I've got some
Oh,
in
wow.
Jamaica because us Jamaicans go everywhere. A lot of them sort of
Nice.
live in because remember it's like a generation. I'm probably a generation up from you anyway. Yes, I
Yeah, I
am.
think so.
And the
I'm
one,
35.
yeah. So I'm old enough
Mhm.
to be your mother. He does look
Aw,
good, doesn't he? The fake dreads, what? Is a thing do? Yes. Yes, they do that over here
the
as well. I worked
yeah.
I worked in a black hairdressers. We call them a black hairdressers over here. An
Okay.
African hair salon for a short while. And boys used to come in, have their dreads done. They'd come in, have pieces put in.
Mhm.
Yeah, hard work though. Jesus. When the young
You should
boys
see it
come
on
in,
YouTube.
yeah. Oh, I saw it in real
Mhm.
life, what they go through. Honestly, it takes hours and hours. Right.
Same
Okay.
for a woman, yeah.
I think it if he's nearly 40, he does look good. But I will say, black don't
He
crack.
is 40. He just turned 40.
Listen, black don't crack. People
Mhm.
still don't believe how old I am. And I'm like, I don't believe how old I am either. How the hell did I get
Oh,
to this age?
right? I
Do you
feel
want
like
to
I
know
was
how old
just
my eldest?
25.
Do you want to
How
know
old
how old
are you?
my eldest daughter is?
Yes, how old is
I've never
she?
said it before. If it's a style, then he looks okay. Yeah, it is a style. Yeah, it is. It's like a yeah. It definitely is over here. Um, yeah, my eldest daughter is 45.
Oh, wow. Oh, so I'm definitely older, or you're
Yeah,
definitely could be
that's
my
what
mom.
I'm saying. Yo, mama. It could be. I'm checking the DNA. See if there's any yo
Yeah.
mamas in there. And that's what I'm doing. Seeing if it's part of my tribe.
Oh my goodness. How funny would that be if he's like a distant cousin, like a fourth cousin or a
He
fifth
could be.
cousin?
He
You
could be.
never know.
Oh,
I
thank
have so many
you.
cousins that are like one like -%. I'm just like, why are you even including these people?
Yeah. I know. It's mad, isn't it? Well, I've had
It
so many blooming
is.
invites. I don't know where I'm going. It's like, the
No.
ones in the cousin in Albany, New York, she lives in. One
Wow.
and she's like, "Oh, I'll have to come over." And then I've got the Jamaican saying, "Oh, come on, we're having," because they have family get-togethers every year.
Yeah.
So, like, my son said, "What we'll have to do is fly over to LA." Oh no, go to New York. I said, "Right, we go to New York. I am not leaving the airport because I can't trust myself
Mhm.
about Bessie." Oh,
Oh
I
my
do.
goodness.
Um, yeah, so anyway, they said if we go to New York, spend, a few days there and then go from New York to Jamaica. That's probably what we do. Um,
That sounds like a plan.
yeah. Oh, well, I might as well do it now. But I'm not keen on
Mhm.
flying, but I'll do it.
I know,
We'll
I'm
do it
the same
now.
way.
I have to. I've waited all this time that I'm not going to allow a fear of flying to stop me go. I mean, I know so much about airplanes now anyway. I know all the lumps and the bumps and the
You
squeaks and
know what,
everything.
Jan? I'll let you know that you really inspired me to, like, I'm not gonna say you cured my fear, but to not be such a baby about it. To say, like, if you learn about, because the fear is not knowing. That's a
Yes,
big part of it. And when you
yeah.
said that, I realized that is my problem. I need to learn about this so that I won't be scared about it
I'm
or
telling
scared
you,
of it.
I've flown a few times, but I mean, normally I sit there and I'm scared rigid. That is a good
Yeah.
description. I can't move, I can't talk, I can't swallow, I can't do anything. So my longest flight to date has been 4 hours. So I'm like,
Wow.
how the hell am I going to fly like the 8 hours to New York?
You can do it, Jen.
I will do it. I will do
You
it.
can. Yeah, you will.
And I'm going to have my brother by my side, and that's a few
Yeah.
other
Oh,
family members. My daughter can't wait to
yeah.
get over there. My son's coming as well, and yeah, sod it. And I just think if the plane goes down, I've lived a good life. I've lived a life, and I'm going down being loved. I might not have come into this world being loved, but I'm going out being loved. I'm happy with that.
Oh
It
my
it may
goodness.
sound
You could
morbid, but that's how I would look at it.
No, 100%. If is there anything like on your bucket list that you haven't done in England or on this side of the world where you don't have to
I
take a plane?
No, I've been very lucky, I will say. I've
Good.
I've gone yeah, I've lived quite a good life, really.
Well, just have your
Um,
favorite meal and say a prayer. That's all you
yeah,
can do.
I would. I'd be like, "Okay, this is it then, guys."
Yeah.
At least yeah, I've lived well. And at least I'm going over, to meet my family, which is, like, amazing. It's when I think of the 13-year-old Jan who didn't know anything and was like, God, don't know how I survived, to be honest. But yeah, I'd be thinking about that. So yeah, I'd go. I'd take some pills to go, but we'll still go. Anyway, let's get on
Yes.
with this. This isn't meant to be all about me, for goodness sake. Right. Oh, someone wants to go to France. I've been to France about 6 times. It's lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been to well, I mean, we're lucky. We've got a train, the Eurostar that goes under the tunnel, and it goes
Okay.
under the English channel. And I've done that 6 times, to take the kids to Disneyland. So, yeah.
Cool.
So and I've also been over, like, when my ex was working in Paris, I went over with 2 of my sons. So yeah, Paris is lovely. I love it. And the good thing I like about Paris is it's very cosmopolitan. Um,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
yes, and they're
So what
beautiful.
was something that was cosmopolitan that like stands out to you that you can give as an example? Anything that you can think of?
Just the mixture of people. I'm a people watcher. So
Oh,
I
okay.
notice people, and I find the French are very, and it's probably because I'm an artist, but the French are very, what's the word? They're very stylish, and it doesn't matter
Oh,
what age they
yeah.
are. They're very stylish, and not just in what they wear, in how they walk, and how they talk. They don't like the British. That's that's a bit of a problem. Ah, um, but other than
Jen,
that,
Jen's putting out her plea for French friends. She
yeah, they don't. They hate the British. So you had to sort of try and not show that you're British, which is quite good when you're sort of my colour and my
Oh,
family.
okay.
We're like
Yeah.
Benetton. We're all different shades. So
Can you
if
put
you
on a
put
good
on,
American accent or something or a good French accent?
I try and put on a French accent, and then the kids just laugh at me
Oh.
and say, "Please don't, mum." So I don't ever. They do. They're like, "Oh, mum, just speak English." And I'm like, "No, I'm in France, so I'm gonna speak French. Comment, tallez-vous un Glaise.
Oh,
And
comment
they're like,
allez-vous? It's like
"Mum."
je m'appelle.
Yeah. And
You know what?
saying
Monty
to them I
called
remember
me
saying
out
to
on
them
my accent.
I remember saying to them once, "I don't understand how it," even when I speak French to them, they always
Mhm.
reply in English. I
It's
think
so
it's
rude.
I think it's because my French is so bad.
They say, "Please stop, please."
Yeah, but I tell you what, I mean, I love my artwork. I love art, and I love nature and the beauty of it. I've
Mhm.
always I've always got a song in my head, and this probably sounds stupid, but I was brought up sort of quite religious, I suppose, and I'm quite spiritual as well. And I've always got this song in my head, and it's All Things Bright and Beautiful. Do you know it? Do you
No, I
know it in
don't.
America? You don't know
N
it? Oh,
no,
it must
I'm
be an English
sorry.
song. Don't
All
make me
things
sing
bright and
it.
beautiful.
Don't make me sing it.
Sing it, Jan.
No, I don't. All right, he goes, all things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. Each little flower that opens, each little bird that sings, he made their glowing colours, he made their tiny wings. And then it goes back into all things bright and beautiful. I used to sing in a church choir. I think they must
Nice.
be deaf.
I used to sing in the church choir too, but they would be like, "Girl, sit down." Quiet down. I'm like, "The Lord needs all voices. I'm praising
Yeah.
him."
I don't know how I got in that church choir. I really don't. I still remember I used to
You
have to
have a
wear like
lovely
black.
voice, Jan.
Oh, don't. I haven't. But that's just I think because I sang in the choir for I don't know how long, and because I was brought up on hymns, um,
Mhm.
I remember them, and that song I just love. I just love that song.
Nice.
And I think it's a good sort of it's how I see the world anyway, just as well
Right.
really. It's rather than seeing it as a big steaming pile of shite.
Hello, okay.
Right, the French are very xenophobic as a whole. I know. Oh, you double majored in French, and we
Ooh
learned
la
a lot
la,
about
la
your
lee.
culture. Oh, that reminds me, Capone. I went to France on a day. I went to France. I think
On
it was
a dare.
no, on a day trip with my school,
Oh,
and the only
okay. I
thing
thought you were saying on a dare.
and I thought my French was quite good. I was learning French at school, so we went. I don't know. I suppose about 14 something, and we
Oh,
went.
of
And
course, you know everything at 14.
yeah, the only thing that I remember about that trip is getting so upset because I the toilets, in those days were, both sexes. So and I
Oh.
remember going into the toilet, and the teachers were meant to be waiting for us outside, and I got locked in the toilet, and, so by the time I'd sort of, found my way out again, and it was really weird in there because there was someone, holding out a piece of soap for you. It was all weird. Anyway, so when I came
Oh,
out, the class had gone.
that is so weird.
Oh,
Or I
that's the only
mean,
thing I remember.
it sounds very different. Was this like a really nice place?
What, in France? Yeah, it was the Eiffel Tower at the time, and
Oh, okay.
the bit I'm forgetting to tell you is that I was trying to use the French, what little French I knew as like a 13-year-old girl, and nobody could understand
Mhm.
me, and I couldn't understand them. It was horrific.
Oh,
I laugh about it now because I laugh at everything.
but I can
But
just
yeah,
imagine. Yeah.
I love France. I love it. The Germans hate it. Um, and I don't know why, but they do. I also love Berlin. Berlin, I adore. the reason I love Berlin is because of the architecture, because it's both old and new, and also because they all speak English so well, and I love the history. I
Nice.
like,
So
yeah,
that
the
means,
history.
do you know any
Sorry?
German?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
know
do I
any?
know
Oh,
any?
okay.
No, I know
Right.
Auf Wiedersehen, which I think means goodbye or something, something like that.
Oh, okay. Because I don't really know any.
Have you ever been to Europe?
No, I haven't been out of the country. I always joke I have my passport, but I have a fear of flying. So I've made some domestic trips within the country, but I haven't made it outside the country yet.
Yeah, with some of your flight, I mean, I know the airlines over there. This is how much I know about aviation. I'm so good on blooming airplanes and everything. So you've got Spirit
Hmm.
Airways, which isn't the best, is it? Then you've got United, and then you've got American Airlines. Then you've got
What
Delta
about Southwest?
and Southwest. Oh, I know a Southwest pilot.
Oh, okay.
I know loads of people, you know.
If
Anyway,
well,
oh, okay,
wait,
we're gonna try.
you said I'm kind of a big deal.
Ah,
You said that like I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm not a
I'm
big
just
deal.
playing with you. I'm
No,
just
I'm not.
kidding you, Jan.
Yeah. Okay, on more. What's that? Oh, more doigt. No, on more. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my duh. Duh.
Duh.
I'm
Yeah. Oh, more duh. That is. Oh my. Is that? Oh my God. Does that sound like that?
I don't know.
Oh, hang on. There's another one. Hang on. Right. Uh, L'argent est très parfait. Oh, I
Papa.
think I know that. Parfait.
Mm.
Yeah. L'ense l'en that would be l'ensemble est très parfait. Yeah, parfait. I don't know what it means. The
Singing. Oh,
accent
that's when you were singing.
is good. Parfait speak. Is that? Listen, I haven't spoken French for ages. Stop it. Oh no, there's a bit where I was singing. You don't go through that. C'est dommage. C'est dommage. Don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't know either.
Uh, de is do ya. Do ya.
Duh.
Look what
Jen is a
Composers.
big deal. Oh my goodness, that is Capone boxer.
I know. I know. They are. They're really embarrassed about me on so many levels. And I just go through life like
The excuse is I'm American, so what can I do? I can only do the best I can.
yeah, no, she's not laughing at you. She's laughing at me.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's my excuse. I was like, I don't know what your excuse is because I'm American. That's my excuse. I'm making fun of my nationality.
Do you know what? I'm quite hurt. I thought I did all right. I'm quite hurt. Can we ban? Right? Can we ban Capone, please?
Oh, okay. I
Put her
get
in a
I
timeout.
okay. No
Don't
comment.
don't try and get. Don't try and make me feel good now. No, the damage is done, Capone.
The
I bet
accent was wonderful.
I bet she was bloody googling it, coming out with all the hard
Google
ones.
Translate is amazing. It's really nice that that we have that technology. I'm telling you.
Right, are we getting back to Mr. Bloody Fart
Do
Face?
we have to? No, I'm just
No, we
kidding. Let's.
don't. No, you ready to go?
Or do you want to? I was gonna say we can. No, we
Well,
could go ahead. How much longer do we have?
I don't know. I wasn't going to do all of it. I mean, we
Oh,
can go if
okay.
you want. No, it's all right. I've taken the hint. All right.
Mhm.
Um, I
Was there
just want
anything
to
else you
say
wanted to talk about?
what me,
Yeah.
me, me. Now you know.
Capone, did you have anything to say? No, we could finish talking, or we could finish with Hannibal. I'm not busy with anything.
Do you know? Do you know what? I don't know where you've come from, but you
What?
do make me laugh.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, what did I do?
No, you
What I
just
do?
do you know what? What's this? Instead of Marcia, 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 Jan's all like, yo mama, yo mama, yo mama. Am I?
Well, go ahead and press play.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do actually. Because
You know what? Maybe we can speed him up a little bit because Hannibal does talk a
oh
little slow.
God, doesn't he? Right, hang on.
And I corrected that
Oh, oh, hang on. We're
in my
back.
second video. As he stated, I made about 6 videos about him so far,
You
and I've
did.
made, honestly, 3 back to back. One where I asked the girl world, why do you watch him? I received my answer, and I then came back and corrected myself and apologized and said, I apologize, your mama, because you did not say that you changed anything. But here is where I referenced the point, and I put my homework on the screen. I showed my work, and I even showed my audience, those that are listening, those that support me, those that can pay attention long enough and hear what I'm saying versus being offended and have to run back and tell mommy or daddy.
Well, I wonder who he was referring to there. Is he saying that I go running back to tell mummy and daddy? One,
Sometimes
I
it's like
don't
if
have a
you got
mummy and
something to
daddy.
say, just say it, right? Jeez. But
One,
yes,
I
go
don't
ahead.
have a mummy or daddy. Two,
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite capable of making my own thoughts up. You know, I actually,
Okay.
despite everything else thrown my way while I was growing up, I'm actually quite an intelligent person. So, but this is what I mean by the passive aggressiveness. Okay, is
Right.
your mama your mama? Yeah. I tell you what, it's in for a shock if he is. No,
Oh
my
my
mum
goodness.
was a uh English Yorkshire girl. Don't know why I got lost there. Probably because she means nothing to me. Anyway, let's carry
No.
on.
Okay.
Okay, look at
You
the
know who
laugh.
you are, you little. But I apologize. And I said I may have got my information wrong because sometimes when you do your homework, you don't always get an A. Sometimes you get a B or a C or an F. But either way, I apologize for that portion of it. And I showed where I could have derived that opinion from. That was the second video. My third video, I said I was done with it because I agree. If he wants to carry himself in this kind of manner and be irresponsible with information and just going out there because he's basically, in my line of business, we call him an ambulance chaser. He finds the first little headline and jumps on it. It doesn't matter how anybody feels around it. It doesn't matter about the investigation or the story or behind it. It's just like,
I'm just waiting for the humour.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just waiting for the fun time, and I'm wondering what all the people are thinking that are listening to this. You know, where is the humour to me? And I've worked, Jesus, I haven't lived a life in a cave. You know, I've
Right?
worked with students for 8 years with varying degrees of learning disabilities. So I know, you know, I can spot certain things, put it that way. This to
Okay.
me is a very good example of aggressiveness.
Mm.
You like Newcastle? I can't stand it, Capone. I cannot stand it. The Northerners. You want to be a Geordie?
Okay.
Where are you? Are you over here, Capone? Don't call me Scarface. My name's Capone. That's an old song.
Oh,
Right, let's
okay.
listen. Let's listen. Now you know why I call him Mr. Happy, because you can just hear it in, you know, in the way he speaks. You can just hear it.
I'm the first to
Mm.
present this. What happened with it? This happened. And so I'm good with that. And I stated, plain and simple, I like mindless comedy. I enjoy mindless comedy. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
You know, and that's where he gets offensive.
Yeah,
It
because to call it mindless, it's offensive. Like, I
Really?
think you could say slapstick, or there's other words that are it's more kind. Oh, North Carolina, that's where I want to go next.
I don't know if I've got any rellies over there. Oh, my brother's ex-wife lives in Minnesota. Is that near you guys?
It's close enough, but it's closer to me than it is Capone, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, so this is what I mean about like it's almost like it's sort of underhanded insults. He
Mhm.
hasn't got the guts to really say how he feels. So, he'll sort of say things like that and then laugh maniacally about it. I mean,
What
I
do we
laugh.
call those backhanded compliments? It's like
Yes.
you're not really coming out and just saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just be honest. And I thought Yo Mama made a really good point when he was saying to him, this isn't a drag, you know? What is this? And I really related to that. Um,
Okay.
because what is it? What is this? Is it what's the word? Analysis? Is it an analysis of
I think
Yo
that's what
Mama
it's
as a
supposed to
man?
be.
Yeah. What is it? Because there is
As
no
a
humor
content
in it.
creator, obviously, right? As a content creator?
Mhm. What is it? Is it comedy?
There's I think he thinks there's some humor in here.
No, I don't. And I laugh at most things. I laugh at myself. Why not?
Mm, yeah.
And so I thought everything was okay. But of course, this is YouTube, and I expected there to be a backlash. So your mama came pretty hard the other day. He came pretty hard. It was pretty good. I appreciate that. Good opinion. Okay. He feels like I'm jealous of him.
Right, so you've heard what he said. Yeah, it's quite good. You know, I thought it was good. But now listen to
I
him.
got you. Now, I'll offer an apology for those in his audience that got offended at the fact that I called his channel or his views a minstrel show or mindless comedy, but that's my opinion. And
I wonder what this guy thinks a minstrel show is. Can you tell me what you think a minstrel show is, Edna?
That's a good question. Because it's within the context, it's nuances, it depends on who's observing it. Because one person can see something and think it's a minstrel show, but somebody else might not.
But what is your definition of a minstrel show?
Well, I would say if somebody so like the historical minstrel shows where white people pretending to be black people making
Thank
fun of
you.
black people.
Thank
That's
you.
not yeah.
Blackface. Thank
Mhm.
you. So I find this quite offensive, and I did bring it up. Now, did I say it to him? I think I did actually, underneath one of his that's what we'll do. Let's come out of here for a minute, go into his
Home Boxer
thing.
makes a good point. I'm sorry, but it's not an apology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're doing your nails, love. You're right, yeah. You're right doing your nails. It's so nice to have you here. Right, now, where was the long bit that I wrote? I wonder if he cut me out. Right, Amy is still a clown, being a clown. Now, this was 3 weeks ago, right? This is his community chat, and he wonders what. Do you know what I actually think? I think he cannot believe that somebody has got the audacity to call him out. That's what I think.
Maybe, yeah.
And it really, peeves him. How dare I call him out? You were just being
Well,
sassy.
you did.
I love it. You be as sassy as you want, darling. Now, where was the bit? I don't know whether it was under. Oh God, no, he won't go into that one. Right now, look at his. This is the channel that he's so proud of. Okay, listen, he's got skills to do this. He has got
Right.
skills to do this. As a graphic artist, I recognise that is, you've got to have a certain amount of skills
Mhm.
to do that. I can recognise that. But look what all his content is about. Why pick on someone who's obviously, got mental health issues? I don't understand it and I don't like it. So, I mean, if I was to get on my high horse, that's what I would say. Why do you have to, why do you talk about people like that? I think, Foodie is a different kettle of fish. I think she actually knows what she's doing. She has some sort of defiance. Maybe it's a disorder. I don't know, but she is different. She is different.
Well, there's a level of awareness of her
Yeah.
condition that everybody else doesn't have.
Mm. She knows what she's doing. She's the biggest troll. So then 3 weeks ago, he starts with this. Okay. Tools of entertainment. So what he's trying to say is, in his opinion, Yo Mama is Foodie's puppet. I can understand that. I've heard people saying that. And to a certain
Okay.
degree, I would agree. To a certain degree, I've, wondered why he does appear to keep backing Foodie. And I've actually come to the conclusion that he's come in as devil's advocate. That's what I think.
Okay,
And
yeah, I can see that.
yeah, he's come in as devil's advocate and he's gone up against the big creator, because she is a reasonably, well, quite big creator that's always
Mhm.
attacking her, right? So
Right.
that's why he goes to FFG. That's what I think. Okay, hang on a minute. Someone that's got a brain in the chat. I can't believe it, Edna. All the
Yeah, it's
reactions.
amazing.
Yeah, they do it. They do it, Capone. It's called oppositional defiant disorder. Yes, it is in fact a disorder. Yeah, Capone. Do you watch Dr. Grande? He's a mental health guy.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
um, Right, so then 3 weeks ago, again, Homie, you still a clown. Being a clown is your speciality. I mean, why? Why? Okay, so all right, you're making your point. Did I write on that one? What I wanted to do was show you what I wrote. I wonder if I did write on this one, or whether I wrote under an actual video. But I mean, hang on one sec. Let's go back. How do we get out of there? Yeah, I've gone back to that. I think it must have been under a video, but I don't know which one it was now. Oh, so it'd be under a live stream. Am I boring you, lovely?
Oh, no, not at all.
You sure?
So, yeah, I could read, the chat while you're doing this if you wanna fill up the air.
Okay. Think it was
Okay,
this one. Go on.
okay.
Said, hey,
Oh,
you're the
Capone
ninth.
Boxes says, "Your mama has stated why he goes hard for Foodie. He has a soft spot for her because she reminds him of a girl in junior high who got bullied. So he instinctively sticks up for her."
Yeah, and I
Which
do
it
believe
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah.
also says, "I don't, but I'll check him out."
He's really good. He's actually I think he's a counsellor. He's got over 1 million now. He's so sweet, though. He's so sweet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got over 1 million subscribers now. And the funny thing is, when he like gets to like a milestone, he celebrates it in such a way, like he say, right, so I want to thank everybody who's got me to, like, 700K, and so I'm going to share with you what my favorite what my favorite films are.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Bless him. He's very
Yeah.
professional. Doctor Now is my favourite doctor. Oh, I don't know that one. Yeah, so I do watch quite a lot of mental health. I don't know which one it was, but anyway, I've gone off what I was talking about now. Um, I've forgotten what I was saying now. Never mind. But I did call him out, and how do I get back? Right, think, Jan, think. Oh, he's still alive. I bet he's got somebody watching this. Hasn't got the. Oh, look, see now. Come on, why? All I'm going to say is why.
Yeah.
Why?
It because somebody like Cobra is it's not funny. I mean, listen, some of it's kind of funny. When he was talking about that tactical soap, that was funny to me. But it only goes so far. It's like how many times can you laugh at that joke? Because when he's talking about him with the women, how they need to be consenting of age, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, that's not funny.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. So and I think that's one of the reasons why I call him out because I think, hang on, matey, you're calling out your mama, who I've always said um, owns it. He does own it, the same as I do. So why don't you own what your reasons are for reacting to people like this? Right, this is
Yeah.
the doctor, yeah. Cobes is a bit different from DLF. Cobes isn't nearly as scary. But why do people want to watch those people? See, I don't understand it. I just think, why?
I
Why
think
do you want to
if
watch?
for whatever reason there's a quality that Monty brings to watching DLF that's funny because it's like a back and forth that DLF has with Monty. So I think maybe that's part of what's funny about it. Now, to my understanding, there's no relationship between Coves and Hannibal.
Yeah. See, Capone, you're on my page, aren't you, Capone? I like that. Yeah, it makes you feel uncomfortable. It would me. I have absolutely no interest. Just look where he lives. I'm sorry, but we don't all live in beautiful homes or whatever. So I'm not sort of, slagging
No,
off
I
people
think
that
it's
don't
not.
have the money or whatever, you know.
Maybe
But
I'm
what I'm
missing the point because
sorry?
I don't. I said maybe I'm missing the point because I think when it comes to the food, like it's not like they're talk. Are they really talking about his home? I thought they were talking about the food and the cooking, like because he puts together weird combinations.
But look, just look at the man. He's not all there. I'm sorry, but he's not.
Yeah,
You
wait,
know, I
clearly, yeah. But I mean, what can you say? So you're saying that they should look at his home and know that and should know better.
no, what I'm saying is they should look at the person. Look at him. I just can't. I just can't. Just leave these people alone.
Yeah.
Look at him. I just can't. Maybe, because of what I used to do, I find it,
Like
and
you
it's
do have
not
a
that
bit of an insight or a soft spot that maybe
yeah.
I
I
don't want to
think
say the typical, but like most people wouldn't have.
yeah, I can't laugh at people like this.
Right.
I don't see any humor in this. It
Well,
doesn't
see, the
matter
thing
what he
with
does. It's just
do you sorry.
go on.
I don't want to cut you off. Like,
You just have,
I'm getting
darling.
excited.
Carry on.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying with DLF, I was just wondering, do you watch Monty DLF streams? Because that's the only thing that I follow
No,
DLF with.
no, that's why I rarely watch Monty. I don't like any
Okay.
of the people. I don't know who's DLF. I don't know DLF.
It stands for
Uh,
Dragon Lord Frodo. And DLF, I would say he's a character. But it's for whatever reason, I don't see him as like Coves. Like he is a little bit, but the way the videos that I've seen of him in some regard is he's more entertaining. Like he's telling stories, he's more engaging. Capone Boxer is saying DLF is a predator.
these people, listen,
Coves is harmless. I don't.
I don't see, and I don't want to come across as being snobbish or anything like that, but I just don't think that it's right to find people
Hear
like this
you.
on the on the YouTube and you know and talk about them and laugh about them and find them funny, or I just don't see
That's what I'm
anything funny in it.
That's what I'm saying. I think that what Monty does with DLF is different than what Hannibal does with Cope. But I understand what you're saying.
So what's the
Huh?
difference then? I'm interested. I'm genuinely interested. What's the
That's what
difference?
I'm saying. It's the relationship that Monty has with DLF that Hannibal doesn't have with Cope. So it's
This
so
isn't
the thing.
DLF, is it?
I'm sorry.
This guy here, that's not DLF, is it?
No, it's not.
Right. I think I've seen DLF once. Has he got bald? Is he going bald?
Yes.
I don't
And
know.
he's bigger. He has a cat. He's in New York. I don't know where Cobes is. I don't really know a whole lot about Cobes, but I know Cobes' thing is like he does music. He has people like donate to him
Well,
for
good for him.
food.
Good for him.
Yeah. And DLF, I don't know if DLF gets donations like that. I think he gets taken care of through the state or whatever. Like he has benefits.
Mhm. But
And
there's
the
nothing
thing
wrong
with
with
my I'm sorry.
I don't see anything wrong in that. The thing that I
No, not
find
at all.
the thing that I find wrong is that people see their lives and their struggles as entertainment. I don't see it as entertainment.
So that's the thing with Love. I don't see his struggle as entertainment. With Coles, I do think that people are looking at him and they see his struggle as entertainment, and that's the difference. With DLF, we're just watching him go collect cans, tell his stories. He's going to the market or whatever. Like we're just living life with him, hanging out. He's saying ridiculous things to Monty, and we're laughing, but we're not laughing at him and his struggle to live or whatever. That's not funny, and that's why we haven't been watching him.
Yeah. See, I can't. Maybe, maybe it's just because of the type of person I am. I just, nah, I can't do it. I couldn't, I care too much about people, I think. And I
I
said it once
understand.
before, I'm an empath. And some people took the mickey out of me for, oh, she's saying she's an empath now. Well, yes, I am.
Mickey me like yours, like
Taking the
your
mickey.
energy.
No, taking the
Yeah.
mickey means making fun of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, Jan says she's an empath," and I'm like, "You haven't got a bloody clue who I am," you know.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
all I know is I don't like it, Edna. I don't like
I
that
hear you.
people, make fun of these people that you could see, homeless out, living in the streets, and you don't know what struggles they've had in their lives and why they've reached this age like this. Why, why is he not married, or got a partner and kids if he wanted them, and a decent home or a home. Why? That's what I would look at, and so
Right.
I would not see any humor in it. I mean, but that's just the way I am, and I'm just glad that I brought my kids up to be the same.
Mhm.
And that's why I feel, when people like Hannibal go to attack, another creator, whether it's Yo Mama or anyone else, it doesn't matter really. Um, who is he? Who is he to come for somebody else when he sees this as entertainment? I suppose that's the point I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Um, right, okay, what's this? Lives in Casper, Wyoming. But don't you sort of look at him? See, I look at him and I think, look, he's not happy. Is he on, is he on drugs? Is he on, drinking? Why does he look so unkempt? Uh, what's his story, I suppose? And I just don't like that there are people out there that all they're doing really is ridiculing him. It's a bit like back in the day when they had the circus freaks. These people, like Hannibal and
Right.
Monty, they would be in the front seats, you know, at those freak
Mhm.
shows. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even go into the freak show. There's just a difference. I think it's
But it's
there's
like we still, and I think that's part of maybe where I'm kind of like on the fence because we used to go to the circus all the time, you know? And not to say I agree with it, but it's like now as an adult, I guess I'm like revisiting this practice in a sense where it's like, how do I feel about this?
But do you
It's
think that's
interesting.
right? Do you think it's right to laugh at somebody that perhaps hasn't for whatever reason achieved what you've achieved in life or what the vast majority of society has achieved? Do you think it's right to sit and laugh at them and judge them?
Not at all.
Is
But
that
see, that's the thing.
entertainment?
I don't But see, that's the thing where I can see Hannibal being, argue the point that that's what he's doing. I don't see that necessarily being the case with Monty. So that's why I wouldn't put the two in the same basket. But
Okay.
also, I'm sure I'm gonna be labeled a Monty stan at this point. So, it is what it is. But that's kind of my distinction. But at the same time, when I'm watching this, I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I'm not like I don't want to watch Foodie. Like some people are completely disgusted by her and they hate watch. They can't even take themselves away from like they're done and they don't want to watch anymore and they're taking breaks and now they come back and they hate watch. I'm not about that. I'm not a foodie beauty VIB or anything like that. But I'm watching the reactors. I'm seeing how everything plays out. It's all entertainment.
Yeah. I suppose everybody's, idea of entertainment is different. It sort of goes back to what we said at the very beginning, when we were saying about what is and what isn't acceptable in, under the realm of entertainment, under the title of entertainment. What one person may perceive as being entertainment, it may be completely different to the next person, and I think that's true. But I think morals has to come into it, and it's like you made a good point, and I couldn't argue with you. We had to agree to disagree in the end when it came to, you know, uh, what's seen as being offensive in comedy. Okay. Now, I
Mhm.
could say, in my opinion, I find it offensive that people will watch some man like this with, a reasonably big audience with them just slagging him off.
Right.
Yeah, I just, no, that's not my thing. And, I did used to watch Monty, but I struggled. And then there was a guy that was on a bike once. I don't know who it was.
I
Is
think
that
that's
DLF?
probably DLF. Yeah,
He
that's
was on
DLF.
a bike. And I just thought, I mean, he's obviously got issues and that. Um, and I can't watch this. I can't watch it
Mm.
because my automatic thoughts go to Where's his family? You know, who is this guy?
That's the thing about DLF. We see his family. We see him talking to his mom. We see him talking to his dad. We see him,
Okay.
or not see him, but we hear him talking to his dad. What else? That's the thing is because we see these people, right? And we want to understand more about them. And I feel like Monty allows us to watch his videos in the atmosphere where we can laugh and joke a little bit, but we're not laughing and joking at DLF. That's
Yeah,
where I think draws the distinction in the line from House of Hannibal, where I feel like they are laughing at him. I feel like they are laughing at Shanae. And that's why I didn't want to watch anymore because I don't want to laugh at those people. And that's why I don't want to, like I still watch Monty's because I don't feel like he does that.
yeah, yeah. And I take your word for it because, you know, I don't watch Monty to that degree, and I don't think I'm Monty's favorite person at the moment for, you know, various
Mhm.
reasons. And, you know, I can understand that. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. Um, and I think,
The
you
thing
know,
is, people act like,
I may come across as being a bit judgy. Um,
mhm.
and I do speak my mind. And if I'm in someone's chat and I think they're talking a load of crap, then I'll say it. And I don't think Monty likes that.
Well, the
So,
thing about
okay.
Monty is he's been a springboard for a lot of people, right? But he's not like the god of girl world. Like he can
No.
be wrong. Wait, your mama pointed out how wrong people have been. It's like, of course, we're all just hanging out having fun. Like
Yeah.
people put so much on Monty that it's like, don't give Monty so much credit. Jeez.
Do they? Who does that though? Who
In
puts him
general,
on a pedestal?
I feel like a lot of people do just in the way that they talk about him without talking about him. They're like, "Oh, Monty's X, Y, and Z," but we don't care about Monty. I'm like, "Well, why did you have to say Monty was this then?"
I've been in Monty's no, I've been in Yo Mama's chats where, you know, people have been saying really, you know, mean things about him, and I've never said anything mean about him, unless I believed it at the time, and I can't remember ever saying anything. Um Because that's one thing. Somebody accused me of that once, you know, jumping
Mhm.
from channel to channel and slagging off, you know, if I've come from Yo Mama's chat, I've gone over to, you know, Timber's chat and I've talked, you know, smack about Yo Mama, and then I've bounced back and I've spoken, you know, crap about Timber. No, that's not me. That's not me.
Mhm.
Um, if I have a problem with somebody, I'll say I've got a problem with them. If I feel that the waters are getting a bit muddied, I step away. It's like the other day, I was in Yo Mama's and he started talking about timber. And I thought, and there was one person in there that kept bringing up timber, talk about timber, talk about timber. And then in the end, Yo Mama talked about timber. And I left. I
Mm.
left because I like timber. And I'm one of these people that I take as I find. Has Timber's behavior at times sort of jarred with the way I am? Yes, it has. I don't agree with everything that she says. I don't agree with everything that she's done, uh, you know, but I like her as a person. So I have a certain loyalty to her until she does something to me that will break that loyalty. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, 100%.
So I can sit in there, right, and I can hear him go off about timber. I think what I did is I stopped it. I muted it because I didn't want to hear everything that he said about her. You know, about what she's allowed to say in her own home and everything, and whether it's the right thing, blah de blah. I don't want to get the, you know, I could give my thoughts on it, but I've had a completely different life to Timber. We've all had completely different lives to each and every one of us.
Right.
So to sit there, I mean, there were some points that, that Yo Mama made that I thought, "Do you know what? He's right. He is right there. I can't fault him, with what he said specifically." But having said that, I feel a certain loyalty to Timber. I like her. I like her a lot. I enjoy going into her lives and just sitting there and chilling. I'm sure she side eyes me sometimes, but there's no reason for her to side eye me because I would never talk about behind people's backs. I'll say it to your face.
Right.
And I have done. I've said it in her chat. That time when I was there, when her son was there, I don't want to go on about it. But, I was so upset at the way, he spoke to her. But then I thought to myself, okay, take yourself away from that. Okay. She's had a completely different life to us. It's not for me to judge her. I can't, it's wrong for me to judge her. So yeah, there's certain situations that, if I feel uncomfortable with what somebody is saying about somebody that I like, I'll keep quiet. You will never ever, you can go back through all Yo Mama's chats. If ever he's brought up people I like, I will never slag them off ever. Ever. I'd rather be in their life like I was with Timber that time, and I said, and somebody was in there and they said something like, "Oh, I wouldn't let my boy talk to me like that." And I added, my little piece, and then I thought, that's enough, Jan. Don't say anything else because you haven't lived Timber's life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And she shared some things with me. I don't think anything that she hasn't shared publicly, but I won't go into specifics. So if I sound vague, that's why. But it's just like
Yeah, no, that's
I
fine. Don't say anything that you don't want to say.
right. So I mean, but just because I'm sure there's anyway. There's just a lot she's
I hate.
that she
uh,
shared with me. Sorry, it just makes me a little bit emotional just because like you never know what people are really going through. And
Exactly. And I'll
yeah,
tell
and
you
it's just a
something
lot.
though. I tell you something. I would say to Yo Mama to please not go hard for Timber. And I think Yo Mama would listen to me, but I'm not going to say it in his chat. I'm not going to say it in a public place because one, they'll all come for me. Two, they'll all come for him. And I'm not there as a bloody, you know, what's the word? I'm not going to walk into the lion's den and take all the abuse when my thoughts always come from a place of love, if you like.
Mhm.
I don't
And that's kind
come
of
from a place of hate, whereas I feel that there's so many people in this sort of community, Edna, they
mhm.
come from a place of hate, don't you think? So, when
100%. Yeah.
your mama start saying about Timber, I'm like, oh, please don't, just leave her alone. Please leave her alone. Um, but I don't
Well,
DM
the
with
thing
him.
is, I don't think see, the thing is, I don't even think that it's all about let's be soft on Timber because like I mod for Timber or whatever the case might be. I feel that way about anybody. If someone is having such a hard time, like even with SJam, I'm not in SJam's chat, getting him to cook and all this kind of stuff, knowing good and well that he's being dangerous and reckless. Now, maybe you could say something about me being in Monty's chat watching SJam and him reporting on it. But I mean, it is what it is. But, I just feel like there's a level of closeness or there's a intensity in which you speak about somebody that when you don't have that compassion or like we lose that, like or we just should never lose it. It's
Mhm.
like even with Bally's had some horrible things that came to light, right? Everybody seems to be, to want to move on past it. Okay. We're moving past it. But we're moving past it. But now it seems like are we really moving past it? Or are they just using her for entertainment to annoy her to kind of like poke the bear. And that's
I
not
haven't
okay.
Yeah, I don't know a great deal about the Bali thing, or Bali as I'd call it. Is I don't know a great deal, but what I think I know what's going on there. She's actually come in to my lives before and left sort of messages underneath. Um, I'm not getting involved in that. I don't get involved in shit on here. I just don't, because I have my own life to live. I've got a very busy life. I've got a business I need to run. I can't, and I'm not a hater, So, what was the other thing I was going to say? So yeah, I'm kind of making sure that I don't get involved with the barley thing. But yeah, I do see what's going on there. Um,
Mm.
Right, I've forgotten my thread, but let me read some of these because we're getting behind on the chats. Right, Monty hates me, which sucks because I stuck up for him until he kicked me out of his chats. Sometimes I'll poke fun because the jokes write themselves. Yeah, that was a no-no. I'm like that though. I'm like that.
Yeah.
Capone. Um, right. I can smack talk yo mama and I'm still allowed in there. Exactly. And that's why I what's the word? I admire Yo Mama for that. And if you listen, if you pay attention, Yo Mama will always hold his hands up and say, "Yep, I did that. Yeah, I've done it." He's not
Mhm.
sneaky, I don't like sneaky people. But don't
Right.
joke about Yeah, we won't even go there. Okay, Team Mary. I don't know Mary. I'm not allowed in
He's
Timber's chat
Monty's mod.
either. I'm not allowed in Timber's chats either because
And
why?
Team Mary.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I don't understand that, but yeah, yeah, okay. Um, yeah, I'm in Timber's chat. I like Timber's chats, It's chill. We just chat. We don't talk about girl world all the time. We just talk about what we've had for dinner. It's just a nice
What we're
environment.
gonna have. Yeah.
Yeah. I find it hilarious that people who sit online and talk so much mess about everyone else get so upset when someone speaks their name. It looks weak, honestly. It does. Listen, I've been called everything under the sun online. I just have to laugh about it, guys. And
Yeah.
what I always say to myself is, it doesn't matter. I don't care what strangers on the internet think about me. And that is the God's honest truth. I don't care what they think. They can call me whatever they want. I know who I am, you know. And, like I said earlier, I'm a survivor. I shouldn't even bloody be here,
Mhm.
So I don't
Right.
care if they laugh at me. Laugh as much as you bloody like. Yeah, I'm a nutter, but there's a good reason why I'm a nutter.
I think when
uh,
people haven't been through anything where they can seriously say that, like they can relate with a statement like that, that's where they allow this kind of like YouTube mess to be more than what it should be.
that's right, Edna. That's it. And that's why I don't like people coming for Timber because they don't know what she goes through. And I don't know everything that she's gone through, but I'm quite good at sort of well, I think I know when someone's being really genuine. And some of the things,
Mhm.
some of the stories they're starting to say about her, I'm like, no, no, just leave her alone. She's in her little place in, you know, in Oklahoma. Just leave the woman alone, all right? I get a bit um protective, I'd say, put it that way. I get protective of Timber, and also of a lot of other people, also your mama to a
Mhm.
certain degree. I just think leave him alone.
Yeah.
You're not allowed in her chats now because your team. Is
I
that
guess.
Barney? I've heard about this
Oh, Barney.
Barney person.
Your
Yeah.
team, Barney. Wow. No, I'm just joking. You know that
um,
there was a team, Barney.
I don't care what team you come in. If you come in, you can chat to me, you can ask me questions, I will answer them. I hide nothing. Trust me. I don't hide
Yeah.
anything. Um, but I'd rather be laughing than crying. So, yeah, that's why I laugh a lot. I did ask her permission first if I was allowed in her chats. I asked a while ago. It was a no-go. Oh, that's a shame. Well, you can come in mine. I don't mind. Um, Timber needs to be careful because Monty is in the attic. Yeah. Now, this is another reason I'm a bit, mm, I'm once I
How
find
is
out
Monty
for
in the
sure,
attic? What does that mean, component
that
boxer?
that
Can
means
you
that
elaborate?
it's not
Sorry, go
safe.
ahead.
Okay, in the attic means that he supports or likes the attic dwellers.
So does
That's what
that
that,
mean that whoever hates the attic dweller is gonna automatically hate on Monty, and then whoever likes Monty?
I think hate's a very strong word. I very rarely use hate.
Okay.
Um, very rarely. I don't really hate. Because it's too strong of an emotion and it would be too exhausting mentally to hate somebody. Okay.
Yes.
If I found, if I believed that Monty is in the attic, I would stay away. Put it that way.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I hate him. I don't hate anyone. It just means that, how can I put it? There's certain things with Monty that I've always sort of been aware of. I think he doesn't like being called out, and I have called him out in the past, and I've seen the way he's reacted, and his reactions are quite similar to the way Hannibal reacts, and I don't like that.
Okay.
I've
Well, this might
also
be yeah. Sorry, go
I've
ahead.
also stood up for Monty in as much as if I'm in somebody else's chat and they're all coming for Monty, say in Yo Mama's chat, there's a lot of Monty haters in there, and I don't really, well, I think I know why, because he's got this reputation of lying to women or whatever, he's a woman's man, blah blah blah. In my opinion, I've not seen any of that. So that wouldn't be a reason for me to not sort of go, not to watch him because I haven't
Mhm.
seen that for myself, and I don't believe stories that are just sort of thrown around. I'm not a sort of a rumor monger. I'm not interested in rumors. I like facts. Now, if I was to
Me too.
find that he supported those people in the attic, I would find it very difficult to want to talk to him, basically, because there's so much. They're just such horrible people. Oh,
Hmm.
and that's it. Do you remember I did a what you call it? A panel with him. And I think I might have mentioned DC on the panel because listen, I'm so bloody honest. If someone's going to ask me a question, I'll tell you how I feel. I don't beat about the
Okay,
bush.
I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
sitting down.
Okay.
That
Um,
Amber chick, you letting us know too?
yeah. Are you ready? Okay. Um,
I'm ready.
yeah, so I was on his panel and somebody said something about him, or Negs or something, and I gave my opinion, which isn't glowing. And the next thing, he then had DC on his panel, and basically just allowed her. There was no sort of interview as such. He just allowed her to sit there and spout all her garbage, slag me off, accused me of, whatever she accuses me of. And, I remember saying something underneath. I think I don't know if I tried to say it in the chat or whether I, wrote under the video, but I told him, I wasn't very impressed with, the way he handled that, Why have you allowed her on there to give her side of everything, which we all know. Well, okay, I'm not gonna go further into that. Um, and he was quite rude. He was quite rude to me. And I thought, "Okay, got your number, matey." So, yeah. So if I did find out, then, yeah, I'd just think, "Okay, you do you, boo." And I wouldn't have anything else to do with him.
Mm.
Okay, so Capone is warning you. Um, Barley needs rehab. Oh, does she? Okay, I'm not interested in. I'm not I don't really know too much about that. Do you know what amazes me? And I hate to say this, but you Americans laugh like you're drinking drugs. Jesus. Either they're all
Mm.
pissed or they're all stoned. It's weird.
Well, you
Um,
know what? I think it's better than the prescribed drugs because they give those out like TikToks over here, Tic Tacs over here, and they're really dangerous. I will take the cannabis that I use over, their drugs
we'll,
a
we'll,
hundred.
we'll have another chat about that another time.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
When
mean,
he comes.
I get it for some people, but yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. Yeah, we'll have a chat about that one night. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's quite interesting, but not tonight. God, we've gone all over the place.
I know we
Right,
have.
okay, I'm just trying to answer these now. When he got in with the attic dwellers is when I lost what tiny bit of respect I had for him. Yeah, says Amber Chick. I mean, I would feel that way. Yes, Aska, avoid the attic. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Um, Inshallah. We are all nutters, Jan. We wouldn't be in this community if we were totally sane.
Amen.
Absolutely. And do you know, I own my madness.
Yeah, I agree.
I own it, and I'm not saying I'm happy with it, but I embrace it.
I
Your
feel like it
team
is what it
Barney.
is.
Okay, I'm not getting involved with Barney and that. We'll do that another night. Okay. I'm just going to read these and then I'm going to head off because it's 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. You've done it again.
Well,
You've
part
kept me
of that,
talking.
I'm not taking the complete blame. Some of this was Hannibal's fault.
I know. We didn't even go through all of it, but I don't think we needed to. I think everything's been said.
Oh, I don't
Monty's
think so.
friendly with Negs and DC. See, yeah, uh, they are very scary people. I would agree. I think, I think what's happened is quite incredulous. I just,
Mm,
I just cannot believe um their behavior. I just can't. And you all know I was friends with some people that are now in that camp, and I see some of the things they say now and how they back everything that they say, and I'm like, Jesus, I can't. And in fact, it got
dang.
to the point now the other day, because obviously, let's get rid of him now. We're done talking about him. Let's make us a little bit bigger now. Where are
Me
we?
too. I'm
There
still
we are.
hiding. I am.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
girly. Um, yeah, I was on Twitter. and it was, you know, they were talking about the YouTube reject thing. You know about that, yeah? When she came through,
Right.
and who was it? I think it is Irate Alex. I don't know if you know him, but he put it very.
No.
He explained it really very well from, you know, so many different levels. It's a bit like, you know, I think the thing with the attic thing and what's going on there is a bit like how I feel finding, you know, that I've got this family and trying to sort of juggle all the emotions and, you know, how I should feel and uh, why don't I feel that way and, you know, there's just so many things that are going on in that story, and I can't get my head around it. I cannot get my head around it, how somebody who has been brought up in, you know, in a respectful, way, has gone to college, gone to uni, has got degrees, has done well in her chosen
Mhm.
career, supposedly. We don't know that
Right.
for sure, but, you know, we're just saying how she would even it sounds as if I'm just slagging him off, but I don't know another way of putting it, but what does she have in common with Negs? What does she
Dan, it's like Dee Dee and Natter, right? We have Dee Dee for all respect, seems to be accomplished woman in her own right. She had a house and this and the other, all these years at a company. Natter comes in the picture and we see, things have unfolded the way they have. It's like the same story. It's fascinating to watch. I don't have the answers, but I mean, that's why I'm watching because it's like it's almost like a cautionary tale.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. I guess. But I mean,
Well,
how
maybe not for you, but for someone at my stage, because I'm 35, right? Like I'm still building where these women were at. So for me, it's kind of like, you know, it's like you might have like some people saw this coming, and I'm not saying that I did or didn't. I wasn't really thinking about it one way or the other, but it's like if they fell into it, if they didn't prevent it from happening to them, I think it might be good. It's worth looking into, seeing like how did this happen.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I voiced my opinion quite early on, um, because I've got a big mouth and I can't help it. You know, and I did say that I actually worried, for DC's mental health because I just couldn't understand it. I just could not understand it. And then I thought, you know, I've sort of taken a step back from it and thought, well, has it got any bearing on my life? No, not really. So I just sort of watch it as a bystander, but I can't get my head around it. And, you know, I know, as I said, you know, I've been in the mental health um community before. You know, I've known people from all different walks of life, trust me. You know, from the arts to just artists and, you know, lots of different people. Um, and it blew me away. Um, and I remember her feeling, you know, and being quite sort of appalled that I dare say, you know, anything about it and how, you know, I truly felt about it because if people asked me, I'd tell them. You know, and it wasn't to just have a dig at them because
Mhm.
I don't really do that, not really. But I wouldn't have done that, you know, to her. I mean, I was in her camp, so to speak, but, you know, she was very rude in the end, and if you're supporting somebody and then they single you out in the chat and basically tell you to shut up. Either you like negs or just get out of here. I'm like, okay, bye, see ya. So that's what happened, but I mean, obviously she's going to say, oh, well, I warned people, I warned them. If they couldn't be nice, if they couldn't accept next, then they were going to be banned. Like, what are you talking about,
I
woman?
mean, this is her husband, right? Or
No, it's
her
not her
like
husband.
or her
It's
life
a
partner.
boyfriend.
This this is someone she's choosing to be with. So what is she supposed to do? But that's her man. She's gonna stick beside him.
I
No.
agree. I agree. And we've had this discussion before. It's something else we disagree on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So that's
Okay.
fine. So moving on. Um okay. Well, I'm gonna get to the end of these and then we're gonna right, okay, that's interesting. Is he though? Is he? Is he a trophy? I don't think he's a trophy.
Well, he's her
Um
trophy.
I'm sorry. Listen, and maybe I shouldn't say it, but that man to me is no different to the guy that we just looked at, the one with the straggly long hair. You
Mhm.
know, he's that he's that kind of person. And
But Jan, what about not categorizing people? Is giving anybody a chance.
yeah, I know, but I've seen
You say
everything.
you have standards. Oh my goodness. See, this is
I
what's
was
so
gonna
crazy
say I
because
do have standards, and maybe my standards are quite high. I tell you, when I worked in schools, I remember my manager at the school said to me one day, um, because we were talking about somebody, and she said, "You know what, Jan?" She said, "You got such high standards. you know,
oh my
maybe
goodness.
lower them a little bit."
If you,
Um, so yeah,
but it's like we barely get what we want anyway, right? So if you don't start high, where do you end up with? Okay.
yeah. Amber says, I'd date Cobes before I would look Negs's way. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. I agree with you.
Wow.
I agree with you. I think what I've seen of Negs, and I mean, we could do a chat about him because I've done videos about him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think he's awful. I can't even think of the word, he's just
You know what? You talk about wanting to live in my world, and I'm starting to see there's starting to be some cracks because I haven't really followed Negs or whatever, but I can imagine from what I've seen of Natter how and indeed, honestly, how he, how they came together and what unfolded. So I believe you when you talk about Negs. It's just that I just don't know firsthand to see it, but I believe
well,
you.
maybe next Friday we'll watch some Negs. He's on Rumble. Um and oh god, I mean, for me, he just oozes, and I'm trying to be eloquent here, but it's getting late. He oozes nastiness. He
Mm,
oozes delusion. He oozes bitterness.
wow.
He's just awful, honestly. And I think, I'm a bit like, yeah, like Capone says, that isn't too strong a word. If you I mean, he's quite lucky in as much as he's been banned so many times off of YouTube and Twitter that a lot of his evil things have, they're not around anymore because he's
Oh,
lost his
okay.
channels. But the things he said, and also the things he even said about, his now girlfriend. Why?
That's the part that's interesting to me. It's like you said all these things, but yet, like, how did they get back together? Or how did they get together? Did they apologize? You know what? Now is not the time to get started with this conversation. I'm gonna get us in here. We be working on 5 hours, so I
Yeah,
won't do it.
let's
But
do
if
it. Let's
yeah,
do it. Yeah, I found that out today, Capone. So yeah, maybe next Friday. If I can't do Friday, I'll do like the next day. We'll do, yeah, we'll do a deep dive because I think Edna,
mhm,
we're such opposites, me and Edna. It's really weird. Um, but I like it. I feel that we can chat, about anything,
yeah,
and
clearly.
I, I I really appreciate that,
Hmm.
because I'm like quite sort of although my thinking is quite black and white sometimes, and sometimes, like, when you say something, I don't wanna say I roll my eyes because that makes it sound as if, I don't
Understand what you're saying.
know it,
Yeah,
and I do respect what you're saying. I do accept that you have a different way of looking at things, and, like, when I say, "Oh my god," sometimes, I'd like to live in your world. Um, I mean it when I say it because I think, it's a nice world, that you live
well,
in.
thank you.
That's all right, darling. So I'm gonna
I'm trying to
say,
make it to the real one though.
you what? Say that again.
I'm, I'm trying to make it out of my world into the real one at some
I know,
point.
but I really hope that in talking to me, that it sort of shines a little bit of light on certain aspects that may be a bit dim for you at the moment. And I'm only saying that because, I'm a lot older than you,
Right.
and
It's
also
not that it's dim. I think I'm just a little delusional in some respect. Just it's like I think we're all. Do you have to have? There's an amount of healthy delusion that you have to have just to do certain things. Because then you wouldn't. You'd be too afraid. You have to kind of realize that you can do it, like you won't die, blah blah blah. But at the same time, it does. There's a fine line, and and sometimes
do
we
you
can
think
save
I'm too
ourselves.
harsh sometimes? Do you think I'm sort of do you think I'm, like, really black and white in my thinking and I won't
I
be
don't
swayed?
necessarily think so, but I probably give people a lot of grace because I know my own faults and I know that I can be very black and white in my thinking. So if someone comes across that way, I try to give like if I see that trait in someone else, I'm gonna give you grace because I'm gonna try to give myself grace. So I'm not the person to ask. I don't know. I don't think so though. Like in what way? Can you give me an example?
I don't know, but most people say that, Most people
Mm-hmm.
say, "You're very black and white in your thinking and you won't be budged." And I think that's true. It's like with the Monty thing. I can
It's not
safely say
really
if
a
I find
bad
out
thing.
if I find out for myself that
Mhm.
he is, in any way supportive of those people, then I'll cut him out, plain
But
and
what in
simple.
any way? That's kind of the line where like, oh, is he willing to say that they're not 100% bad because of X, Y, and Z, and those are valid points? That
I
still
would
can
like
be
to have a conversation with him about it, but nobody would
yeah.
talk to me because I'm too blunt, and I'll ask them.
Mm.
I've done interviews. I know, you know, how to do interviews. You should look at my Sweet Talk, um, live,
Refresh
where
myself. Yeah.
where I do the interviews, and a lot of people can't handle it. Let me just see, what are you talking about, Capone? That was slightly savage. The accent made it sound so sweet.
Oh my goodness,
What
that's
was
so
that?
funny.
Was I savage? Was I savage to Edna? Oh, bless her. I don't mean to be.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, now I feel
But
bad. What was it?
I think sometimes I can come across meaner than I anticipate. So that's why when other people are like, "No, I didn't mean it that way." I'm like, Don't say less because I understand because I know how it is when I get a little frustrated and people are like, "Well, how do you really feel?" I'm like, "I really feel like I can stay everyone," like not really. It's just I'm a little annoyed right now. Can you hurry up or can you whatever?
Yeah, but you come across as really sweet to me, though. That's what I
I
think. I just think you're really sweet, and I think
I think
because
I
you just
am sweet, but I want to be sweet. It's not like it's an act. Like I'm not pretending to be a sweetheart and I'm really like kicking puppies. Like that's not what's happening. But I
mm,
think like of course I have my good and bad moments and I'm human, so I'm not like all rainbows and sunshine either.
yeah, but don't we all, darling? Well,
Exactly.
Capone's not going to tell me which bit that it was slightly savage. So if I was savage, Edna, I do apologise, darling.
Oh, no worries.
I don't
Thank
even know
you.
which bit. I don't even know
Well,
which bit I was.
the thing is, it could have been any part. Okay, I'll just say this. I know that I can get excited. I know that I can be a lot. So if there's a part where I was jumping, like I just was too excited and I needed to like be quiet and I was just quiet for a minute. I was just being quiet. This is your show. You need to talk too.
Okay, yeah, but I might have been doing something. Like I might have been drinking my drink or something.
Oh, that too, maybe. Who knows? Are those birds in the background?
Yes, because it's now nearly 4 o'clock. Okay,
Oh
nearly
my
4 o'clock in the morning.
goodness.
So
They
it's
sound
time.
wonderful. It
It's
is
doesn't it?
time.
This is how I. This is my favourite time of day. Look, oh, they've all
Thank
stopped.
you, Amber. Thank you, Capone.
But yeah, I want to say to everybody, thank you so much for coming in. Can you believe we had quite a few people popping in to say hello? I'm sure Hannibal will at some point watch some of this. You've got 4 hours to watch, matey. I actually
Oh
like
my
doing the long
goodness.
ones because it means that
Yeah.
they're never going to sit through. And that suits me fine. So I want to say, and you know it does. I really don't give a monkeys. But I want to say, Edna, 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 what would I do without you? I think
Thank you so much.
you're an absolute darling. I like your honesty. I like the fact that, you pull me up on things. And I like that because I know I'm not always right. No, I'm not. So I really respect you for that.
No.
And I love having you on. So
Thank you,
hopefully
Jan.
we'll come on again next on Friday. Yeah. And
Oh yeah. Next Friday I have a doctor's appointment, but it's early in the morning, so I'll be all set.
okie dokie. Well, you have a good weekend, what's left of it. And actually, what is, oh, yeah, it's Sunday now. So I'll see you very soon, darling. You take care of yourself, won't you?
Thank you, you too, and bye, Chat. Thank you.
Oh, she's just such a sweetie. She really is. I don't know how I found her. I don't know how we found each other. But there's something maybe on a spiritual level that we connect on, and I love that. It makes me very happy. She's a lovely girl. So I want to say to everybody that has popped in, said hello, um, some of you that have stayed, really appreciate it. It's lovely. As I've said, I'm very open. I'm willing to speak to anybody. And if you like a straight talker, that's me. I don't beat about the bush, but I will say my life is full of smiles and beauty and art, and that's not a bad thing to be. You know, try and sort of enjoy God's life. That we sometimes sort of overlook. We're too busy sort of being hateful to other people, and I don't like that. So I'm going to say I'm going to love you, and I'm going to leave you, and hopefully get some videos up in the week. You take care of yourselves out there, because it's a rotten old world. And I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye for now.